Good evening, everybody. Good evening, boys and girls, and welcome to the great state of Indiana. We've arrived here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway for the third running of the GP4OC Indy 500 on NR 2003. I'm your commentator, Robert Ionescu, and as yesterday,
Hi.
I'm joined by my two good mates, Joseph Willows and Rahul Patel. So, hello, guys.
Hello,
Hello.
everyone.
How are you doing there?
Very well indeed. Cannot wait to get this race underway, the third annual race at the Brickyard. It's going to be a fun one.
Yeah,
Yeah, absolutely. What about you, Rahul?
I'm good as well.
That's really good. And yeah, we arrived here after a very entertaining qualifying session yesterday, which saw Thanos Vodrokas take pole position. And not just that, but he also topped the first session as well. So for the first time ever, the same driver dominated both quality sessions, both the regular session and the Fast 10 shootout. So Thanos Vodrokas has done incredibly well, but the hard work is yet to begin because we're here on race day now.
Yep, indeed. Obviously, yesterday, as you said, very exciting indeed. It was really all about the draft, really, between that top five, and they kept switching positions all the time. But it was Fujiukas who managed to end kind of a little bit of a mini curse, I would say, really, because obviously the first two seasons that we had in qualifying, to put it this way, every time somebody topped the first session in the first two seasons, they never really got pole position. Well, Thanos kind of ended that because he obviously topped the first qualifying session and then went on to take pole in the Fast 10.
Yeah,
And
he is also the first non-British driver to take pole at the 500, so that's a good omen for him.
Indeed as well, yes, because the first two were obviously topped by Brits, 2017 James Willows and 2018 Oliver Glazebrook. So it was a nice change really to have somebody other than a British driver take pole for the Indy. So
Yeah, but as for the race win, it can really go to anybody, even to the guy in last place, just as Gabriel Gomez, who won from last season.
and the screen is now up now, as you can see on your screen, for the Indy 500. Should hopefully be a blast.
Yeah, indeed. And without further ado, let's look at the grid, and we'll do as we talked about. Well, the
We
anthem.
want to. Yeah. Well, anyway, we're going to have to be quick on this one, Rob, because we don't want to do what we did last season. Which was
Then chill, hurry up, and start it.
Yeah, to read out the grid whilst everyone was moving. So, as you can see then, the grid lines like this. It is Vanos Fujiukas who is on pole position, with Matteo Catalan in second position. Evan Byrne starts in third, with Halu Shahin in fourth position. Samet Oskan will start in fifth, with Joseph Federic Suto in sixth position. Bruno de Barras starts in seventh for Penske, with Alex Broster in eighth for Andretti. Ninth on the grid is Daniel Adventure, followed by Jamie Griffiths, who rounds out the top 10. Jared Fosbury will start in 11th, with Zachary Fitzwater in 12th. Will Neller starts in 13th, and Robert Ionescu in the Dacia will start in 14th position.
Yep, now on to Rahul.
Yet we have Lorenzo Tomaselli in 15th, Rosetta Martinez in 16th, Julius Anderson in 17th, Will Parrish in 18th, Laura Chung in 19th, Fonchanok Chow Chinat in 20th, Victor Bobo in 21st, Michael Lopez in 22nd, Rahul Patel in 23rd, Lean Campana in 24th, Benz Valdinger in 25th, Joseph Willows in 26th, Franco Gamba in 27th, and Roman Clark in 28th.
Yep, that's right. In P29, we have Florian Volker, followed by the 2017 champion in the 500, Adam Wolf. After him, we've got Thomas Bennett, followed by Christoph Bernack in 32nd. The reigning 500 champion Gabriel Gomez is down in 33rd, followed by Aki Prasan from Indonesia. David Kipok is in 35th, followed by Ruslan Protsiuk behind him. Michael Mocho is up next in P37, followed by Huang Min Nguyen in 38th. Bartosz Klos is 39th, followed by Jake Galloway, and the last two on the grid are Michael Clark in 41st and Balin Zolga in 42nd and last.
Yep, indeed, and we've got a very nice Chevy Camaro as our pace car today. I don't know if it was the same last season. I think it might have been a different pace car we used last season. It looks a little bit different for this one, which is nice to see. So, anyway, late predictions, guys. Who do you think is going to win this 500?
Too early to say, honestly.
The driver across the line first.
Let's try and put a wild prediction in very early, shall we?
Alright,
And
but
then
don't
we can
predict
go about-
yourselves.
We can then go about changing it if we get any pace cars during the race.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go bold on this one and say Lin Campana's gonna win it.
Okay. Rahul?
Oh, I'm gonna go for Roman Quagg.
Okay. I'm going to go with Robert Ionescu on this one. That's my
Oh,
bold
thank you.
prediction.
You're so nice.
Bold. Bold prediction.
Like I said,
Ladies and gentlemen.
we could change it if we get any pace cars, especially given how unpredictable the Indy 500 can be. Just look at last season as a pure example.
Michael
Yeah,
Clark
like
will win
seven.
it.
Yes.
Thank you for your input, Yuri.
Nearly did last season.
He did actually.
Oh
And to be
yeah,
fair,
he
is
nearly
on the
did.
To be fair, he is on the back row, and that's where Gabriel Gomez started last season. So anything's
Yeah.
possible. Hopefully, it's not as chaotic as last season, but of course, we want it to be a balance, of course.
Yeah, indeed, absolutely.
To put some test race information, after the qualifying we simulated the test race and it had 23 finishing cars, while the test race I did before that had 24. So it seems like that will be the range. I'd say at least 15 will finish, most likely bit over 20 will finish.
Knowing our luck, it will be more than that, or it could even be less. We'll have to wait and see. So,
Before first lap crash and everybody's out.
that's
Oh my
not
goodness.
good. Well, we haven't had a lap 1 smash, so hopefully it doesn't happen this time. By so.
If it happens, we'll have you to blame, Joe.
Oh well. Well, luckily, speaking of getting blamed, luckily I don't have to hang my head in shame because obviously I said yesterday England would batter Germany, and well, they won. So
So I
luckily,
guess
I don't.
you two must be pretty happy about that, eh? I'm not
Yes.
sure how Flo would feel there in the chat.
He's in the chat. Well, he's in the chat. Anyway, he said we've got nearly 10 seconds left until the cars move.
Yeah.
So we should be moving very soon. About a few seconds' time.
Here we go.
And now, race fans, the most
Let's wait and
famous
see.
words in motorsports.
Drivers,
And
start your engines.
just heard it there. That was the command.
Yep. Thank you, virtual marshals. Now we're getting underway.
Yep. This is the second to last corner, and they'll soon be approaching the final corner to start the race. And well.
indeed.
Buckle up, folks. We're probably going to be here for about 2.5 to 3 hours here. It's a very long race indeed.
Yeah.
Yes.
But that's what makes it such a gem. And it should be very entertaining.
I don't know how many pit stops we're going to get. Obviously, it's going to be a lot more than what we get usually in the top class or any other series that has pit stop, which is usually all of them. Did a little Murray Walker impression there of forgetting
Yeah.
stuff. But anyway, we're about to start.
This will be epic. Watch the round to turn 1. This will be very exciting. Are you ready? Because we are. And the drivers are ready as well. Here we go! It's green flags at Indianapolis.
There we go then. Let's see who's going to run it into the first corner as they all go two abreast into the first corner. It's going to be interesting.
Logicas has the early lead.
Does indeed, as Burns trying to get underneath Catalan now then into the second turn. I think he's going to grab second, and he
And
will do,
Shaheen is
Burn.
trying to squeeze in there as well. But good effort for Burn. Look at cars go through there.
Indeed, as they now make their way towards these next section of corners now they're on the track. Through into turn number 3 we go. And
Burns
Burn
takes the
takes the
lead.
lead.
Yeah, but watch
He
for
doesn't-
Shaheen. He's up into second.
Make their way through these section of corners now then. And now they go down the straight now then. And let's see how they do now then as Burn makes his way now then towards the first corner, taking the lead as Shaheen's still trying to get alongside Vujiukas.
Oh, very
Oh,
close.
yeah,
Definitely.
Big wreck! Logicas just crashed! Oh my goodness me! And how did he not collect anyone there on the rejoin? But there is someone in the wall! I'm not quite sure who that is!
It's a pace car, whoever it is anyway. It is.
Oh,
it's
another
Burn!
And now crash is close!
Lost.
Because it's
gonna
Zolgaf
be-
collided!
Hit the wall.
Was it Sahin
That
who
was-
also...
yeah, it
well,
must have been
Oh my
him.
goodness.
And it was Sahin who also went around. So both Chip Ganassis around.
My goodness.
Yeah.
Let's have a
Tried-
look.
I think
You see-
they were trying to make it free wide, those two guys with Oscan.
Oh,
Oscar steered into them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you could see there, Oskin. It was always going to be a bit of a tight squeeze that one was. Oskin basically swerving out to the side of Sahin, and to be fair, Catalan very lucky in that instance as well, a bit like yesterday during
Yeah,
qualifying.
indeed. Loads of cars
Yeah.
on the grass, and thankfully they managed to escape. But that can be said for Bartosz Kloss. Something happened to him.
Let's see.
Oh, he got
dragged.
dragged.
He
Yep.
just got punted
dragged.
from behind.
It was Zolga who punted him there. It looked like they were all trying to take avoiding action.
No, I
Everybody
think it was the black car, or was it Zolga?
I think he
What's
got
up,
hit
Joe?
twice, right? Yeah, he
No,
gets
it
pushed
wasn't
twice.
him.
He clipped someone else, didn't he? Who was the guy
Yeah.
who Zolga clipped? It was a gold car from the looks of it.
Yeah.
Then turned into Kloss, and was it
Wasn't it-
Nguyen?
I
Could
don't
be.
think it's Nguyen. It's not.
No,
It's
no,
not
no.
Nguyen.
Some-
Is it?
That one there, look. It's that one there, look. Let's
Yeah, the
just
black
Yeah.
and white
comparing
car.
it.
He collided with
Did
Benek,
that-
and then he just went to the back of Kloss.
It was
It's
Mocho.
Mocho.
It was
Yeah, it was Mocho.
Oh, Mocho
He
causing
flipped
some drama
Benek.
there.
And yeah.
was all getting very tight on the exit of turn 2 as well. So, but first caution of the day. At least it wasn't lap 1, folks.
Yeah.
Yeah, though it was very close to that, and Vojoka's lucky to still be in the race, but his chances of leading, at least for now, have been thrown into the gutter.
Very lucky
Yeah.
indeed to survive that. I wonder if he'll come into the pit. I think he might have some damage. He might come into the pitch, but a disaster for the pole sitter. Looking also good for him, and it's all gone down the tubes. And he is in the pits as well. In fact, a lot of them are in the pits.
Holy cow, that's a lot of people.
It's to be
Yeah.
expected with a pace car as well. Maybe some strategy change as well. Maybe we'll see a lead
I
change.
think on
Oh,
safety cars everybody pits, almost at
Yeah.
least, usually.
Alright, well, we have the bottles in.
Burn's already pitted. He comes out still in the lead. So that's that. As the pace car just going around turn 2 there. Burn should be able to join it up quite easily.
He's got a big
And,
lead for now, but under pace car, the gaps don't matter. They're gonna just vanish.
Indeed. And we just now regroup. Luckily, we didn't get any retirements from that incident, it must be said.
Yeah, thankfully so. Still,
You can see
quite a chaotic start to the day.
You can just see the time also. It looks a little bit like strands of DNA there.
Yeah, very much agreed. So,
The
that's slowing
number
down.
30 is 2 laps down. I think, who is he? Number 30.
Oh, that would be.
Rodriguez.
I think is it Adam Wolf from memory? Who's the number 30?
I don't think so.
Wait, I...
Well, have
Yeah, must be
Well,
Adam Wolf.
a
No.
quick check. Should have the wiki-
Number
we should-
30 is it's Wolf.
Yep.
There's-
I was
Let's
right.
see, the
was
safety
right.
car is not getting in yet, so let's see what happened to him.
Yeah.
Look,
Holy cow, this was an epic start. But Wolf, unluckily for him, he's dropped down quite a lot.
Wolf had issues, it seems like, even before the safety car. Yeah, he
It's early on
he
in the race.
he had an he looks like he had a mechanical. Yeah, he's going in again. He has a mechanical issue, so I think
Yep,
that's
yep.
his race over. At
so
least for the
Paul
win.
Wolf, the 2017 winner looks like his race is already over, so no chance of him getting a second victory here at the 500. Only Gable Gomez remaining of past winners. And you are
Yeah.
incorrect, Flo. It is Byrne who's leading. There he is. He is the number 64 car. So
Yeah, we got him there.
you're incorrect on that opinion. We are now back to the live screens. It is Byrne who currently leads the race, though. We might as well go through the top 10 whilst we're behind his safety car. It is Byrne who is leading the race from Lorenzo
Tomaselli in
Tomaselli,
second.
and then it is Bruno de Barros in third position,
And then
followed by
there's
Robert
Jonas Laporte.
Ernesto.
Yeah, and after I think we have another one, the Penskes, it will perish. And
Barros
then
is
we
in
have
fifth,
Oskan.
Oskin in 6th, Martinez in 7th, followed by Ibobo in 8th, then it is Suto in 9th, and then rounding out the top 10 is Broster.
Yeah, that's right. So we got some
So-
early gainers as a result of that impromptu pit stop phase.
Remember that when the lights go off, that's when the safety car pulls in. So that gives us the indication of when it comes in, of course. It's a bit like in real life, of course, when it comes to F1. So we usually get that good indication as well. As the lights have still not turned off, so I wonder if it's staying out for a further lap.
Yeah, I guess so.
So-
In the entire history of the GP4OC, we've only had one race in which the pace car was deployed, and that was last year's 500. Now we've got that second race checked.
Yep,
I
indeed.
mean, that was going to be
However-
pretty obvious from the beginning.
Yeah.
Then again, if we had Le Mans last season, I don't know if that has a safety car in GTR2. I'm not 100%.
It has safety car, but it will go too slowly to. It will take like from the 3-hour race, one safety car could take 1 hour out, so it's no use using it.
Right.
So, I can see the whole pack bunching up at this point in time. For anybody wondering why you can't see all the cars, I think it's something to do with how the graphics have been set up for them.
Yeah, it's on the game won't lag too much for me if I'd run. I have like that it shows 15 to 20 cars and safety car in this lap.
Okay, the
You
lights
heard
are off. Lights are off, as you can see, and
We'll be going back to
seeing...
green flag action at the end of this lap.
And it should be very interesting to see if Byrne can hold on to this lead or whether Tomaselli can grab it off him in these next few laps or so. Let's hope we can get a little bit further than just 2 laps, and let's hope we go a little bit further a distance, basically.
Yeah,
As,
we've only had one lap of green flag action so far in this race, but lap 7 will be the second one with that distinction. So who's gonna lead into lap 7? Everyone Byrne will lead initially, but can Tomaselli go after him?
Shahin
They're
at the
back
back.
straight.
Is that? I think Shahin's at the back of the field. Wolf isn't there, so yeah, Wolf has retired, as Yuri's just said.
Unfortunately, the first ever winner at the 500 is
Oh,
the first
so
one to
there.
go
Oh,
out.
he's there. He's actually there.
Oh,
He
that
is
out?
there, he's just 2 laps down, and with a mechanical
Okay.
issue, expect him to be slower than the rest of the grid.
Right,
Okay.
we got you.
So he still has it, of course. That is obviously because he came into the pits again to check it out, as we saw during the pace car. But we're around the third to last corner. We'll soon be getting underway very, very soon.
Pace car will drop into the pit lane, and then once we get the green flags, Byrne and the rest of the field will sprint towards turn 1. Can he hold on to the lead, or will he fall under pressure from the chasing pack? Anyway, let's hope these guys can keep it clean and very exciting.
Let's hope they can go a little bit further than what they did the last time. We only got to the second lap, and then we had the collision. Let's hope they can keep it clean this time. By pace car peels off.
Right, here we go. Green flags are now being waved in just about a few seconds time. And then Byrne will accelerate and the race will begin again. And here we go, green flag.
We go again, and let's see if we're going to get any movements during this lap, of course. Byrne looked like he's leaving Tomaselli behind as Ionescu's trying to have a little look there at the Bauhaus into that first turn there, but obviously going to stick behind. He'll probably try and get him onto the next straight, or will he try and get him into turn 2? In fact, I think he's actually going to go for it.
And he's had a great run there. That's your driver. Looks like he might have got him.
I think he's still side by side with him at the moment. He's got another Penske behind him as well to keep an eye on, but Ionescu's
Tomaselli is getting on Byrne, not close enough to make the move just yet, but he's getting closer and closer.
Yeah.
Let's make the way through the fourth turn now then. Let's see as they make the way to start lap number 8 of the race, as they all fly out of that final turn now then. As they now make the way towards the first turn. Ionescu dropping inside. Is he going to try and have a look at Tomaselli? Is it going to go side by side as the two Penskes?
Looks like he's got him. I thought he was trying to defend from the Penskes, but instead he pulled the attack on Tomaselli. Very impressive. And looks like one of the Penskes has got past Tomaselli as well. Parrish is up in the third. He's trying to slip from the leaders.
As well on that. He also passed the Bauhaus on the pit straight as well, so he's now got into the top 3. Is Ionescu now going to try and have a look at Byrne? He's going to on the inside as he got the lead off of the Irishman as they go side by side through into the...
Here goes He's got him, but watch for Parrish behind. He's going to try to sneak in there.
He is indeed, as they all come out of that final turn now then. As on the inside goes Will Parrish, the home favourite, of course. I think the only American on the grid, I believe, from memory. On the inside...
Well, there's Campana as well. Parrish is taking the lead.
As Parrish is taking the lead, as Byrne trying to get back on Ionescu if he can. Oskin's also in this fight as well. You can just see him there. He's moving up quite nicely as well.
Will he attack Byrne, or will he just try to stay behind? Looks like he's going further right than expected. Now Byrne is trying to close the door on Tomaselli. Thankfully, they didn't touch, but Oskan is going through, or at least is trying to do so.
As they go side by side through these corners now then. Looks like Suto's having a fight with Broster behind as well. As they all fly out of that final turn now then. As you can see, battles happening all over the place. Byrne pretty much not looking well for himself there. Same with Thomas there. They're on the outside and they've got all these group of cars now then going to the bottom side of the track now then, and they're all going to pile through, I think.
Yeah, Oscar is up at third, but watch out for the Barros behind. He will try to pressure him hard.
And Tomaselli essentially getting swamped at the moment. This is not looking good for them as they are dropping further back down the pack.
Yeah. Now here goes Bobo. He's gained quite substantially, and the man who finished second here last year is back in the fight again. And up to fourth place goes the Brit.
He's just past the Barros, that was. He's just got by there as they all fly out that final turn to start lap number 11 now. As
Ionesco's closing in again on Parrish.
Is indeed, as Oskin's leaving that train behind him and looking like he wants to chase down the top two. As they now make their way through turn 2 now then. Ionescu still not close enough to get a move done on here. As meantime, Broster now making his way up through the field now. As he's looking inside line now on, I believe that's the Barros he's having a look at. So,
yeah, meanwhile, the Bobo is slowly but surely closing in on Sametoscan and might be able to nail the Swede down to the next lap. But anyway, Ionescu is very close to the back of Parrish. He wants to retake the lead that he held briefly for a few seconds. Let's see if he can get past him.
A lot of cars still too wide as we make our way onto lap 12 now. As Broster on the inside line of De Barros. I don't think he's close.
Interesting fact here, this little fight for the lead technically has 2 American drivers in it, so the home crowd should be pretty happy with that.
Yes, indeed. Ionescu, of course, having an American citizenship, so a lot of cheering going there.
From my understanding, he mostly doesn't use it, so he just races under a Romanian license, but still, he does have that nationality as well.
It was Suto who Broster was fighting. It wasn't De Barros. I think De Barros has actually dropped a bit further back down the pack. He's down in 8th now, according to the
the number 12 has lost some places. And look at this fight here. Quite a lot of cars getting involved, including Link Up on the Greater Kanto car. He's up at the 9th place.
Yep, indeed, as they make their way through turns 1 and 2 now then. And as you can see, Suto still having to fend off from Broster. I think Ionescu is starting to lose touch now of Parrish at this point in time, as Oskin's starting to close in on him at the moment at this point in time, as Broster still can't seem to get by on Suto at the moment, probably just hanging back for the moment, thinking tactically, although Suto's gone wide here. Is Broster going to get him this time by going into turn 4? Yes, he is.
Good for him. Yeah.
Yep, he's got it done, or has he? Because he's still with him, is Suto. They're still going to stay side by side. These two are obviously familiar with each other in Formula E, so they should know how the pair of them race each other in that series. Obviously, different sort of racing you need on Noma, but Broster able to get through him on this time.
And a different speed altogether. FE is much slower than these cars. And again, nothing is as fast as these when it comes to getting on a straight line. Huge speeds here as Ionescu is pressuring Parrish again. And Oskan trying to join the fight. He's gotten a lot closer to the front too than before.
Also saw Martinez there getting by on Suto as well, so Suto losing a further place at that point in time.
Yeah. Through turn 3 they go.
As it seems that Shahin having to try and make his way up through the field after the collision he had earlier on, as they make their way towards the first turn now then, on lap 15 of 200. And Ionescu still not able to get Parrish at this point in time. It's a little bit similar to what we saw from Clark at the end of last season, of course, where he was closing to the fight but could never really attack the cars in front of him, really. And had to really
Parrish has just set a personal best lap, so he's defending very well. However, Ionescu will try to pressure him hard into the next few sectional corners. And don't forget Oskan. In Romania, they have a saying, when 2 fight, the third guy wins. And that third guy could be Samet Oskan. He could take advantage of this battle.
Good indeed, as it's still getting very chaotic to a little bit further down at the moment. It seems that everybody towards the front is starting to stay single file at this point in time. Oskin taking a very weird line in there into the first corner there, so I wonder what that was about there for that point in time for Oskin, as coming out of turn 2 now then.
Well, that line doesn't seem to have hurt him. He's actually a little bit closer to the front 2 than before.
Almost at the moment he hasn't as well, as everybody, I think, probably thinking tactically at this point in time, like we saw in the real life Indy 500, not wanting to pass them straight away, obviously thinking tactically, because it is a very long race indeed. It is a marathon, not a sprint. I didn't mean to quote Lewis Hamilton there by accident, but it is true. It is a marathon, really. You ain't going to win the races quite early on. It's all about being there at the right place at the right time, and that's
as well as make some move on the Penske cars.
A bit of contact there between De Barros and I believe that was Gomez there. But luckily,
they almost touched
nothing
again.
Major there. Nothing major there.
Going side by side with Laura Chung, I believe that is.
Is Laura Chung. Laura Chung, obviously, so that you're able to tell the difference between Gomez and Chung. Obviously, Gomez has yellow on the side, Chung has red on the side. That's how we're able to tell the difference between the two. And it is Fosbury getting underneath Chung there, and he's able to pull the move off at the moment, although they're still side by side at this point in time. And in fact, Fosbury going to tuck back behind Chung, so wasn't able to complete the pass that time by, as Ionescu right on the gearbox of Parish. Now, is he going to think
to attack?
Out of turn 2, he's actually going to go onto the inside. Is he going to take the lead briefly? I don't think he's quite got the overlap, so he's just going to hang back for the moment. But Ionescu maybe want to go out in front for a bit.
I think he's being judicious. I think everybody knows no one cares if you're leading the race on lap 18. What matters is that you lead it on lap 200. And right now, this fight for the lead may not amount to anything at all when you get to the end of the race. All these guys have to be extra judicious as it stands.
As they go through these next set of cores. No, you aren't, Griffiths. No one's actually retired from the race. You're still in the race at the moment, Griffiths, so don't panic. So, as go through these sections of cores, more side-by-side. Bennett is getting underneath Chung at this point in time. Give me a moment.
Oh, there's a problem. There's a problem.
And
the big Lopez.
Lopez barrel rolls it, and he's out shortly. Oh my goodness, me, another collision there, and another one. Pace car surely out.
Yeah, surely a pace car.
Gamba in the background.
Gamba slowing up back.
Lopez is out. And oh my goodness.
Fosbury's out.
We had green flags for about 12 laps, but then we got this big one. Chaos there. It looks like an engine blowout for Fosbury.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, look there, look. You can just see it there, look. We saw it in the back. It was an engine blow-up, and then everybody was just trying their best to avoid him, and, well, we just got this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The number 3 car was trying hard to avoid him, but there was just no way at all. And once that the first domino fell, the entire pack fell as well. And oh my goodness me, this was a huge crash, and Franco Lopez, unfortunately, he's out this race.
Umber was very lucky as well not to get collected whilst he was kind of stuck behind that car there. So
we did collect the car in front, actually.
Collided with Hitswater in front.
Yeah.
And then
he gets hit again. So
I believe that was Prazan he got hit by. I believe that's Prazan, the number 26 he got hit by.
A high-speed turn wall. And oh my goodness me, count those barrel rolls if you want. But oh my goodness me, Franco Lopez, his race has ended quite spectacularly, I must say.
Number 18 out, of course. Car as well that you just saw there also spinning across the track. That number 18 car, of course, being Ruslan Protsiuk, who also got involved in that. As obviously, as expected, we've got the pit stops during the pace car.
Yep, indeed.
Yep.
And let's see how the field will shuffle this time around.
See, as you can see, some of the casualties waiting in the box, they won't be going out anytime soon. Their races are done. And that's that really. So everybody going into their box as they peel in. And let's see who's going to get out first out of this lot now then, who are being served. And there's Byrne at the moment, who's just coming to the pits. As they all come out of pit road. As the Americans call it. There goes Oskin. Is that Oskin? No, it's not Oskin. That's Adventure. They have similar liveries. Yep. Well, they have a similar looking car, I should say, in terms of the shape. But it's that really. Parish comes out of pit road first, as expected, I would say.
Oskin is in second, I think. He's jumped in
Yeah.
It's Oskin, yes. Oskin is in second position behind Parish. So he took advantage of this.
Bobo in third. Broster in fourth.
He's lost a big number of places.
Yeah.
Got Bennett behind and Gomez as well. Gomez has gained a lot from this pit stop stage.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll say.
Lowe's has also gained a lot from this pit stop stage as well. He's gained a few places. So as Gamba's going very slowly, it seems that the collision might have caused him to have a problem there because he's being passed by a few people there. So I think Gamba might be having problems here.
Yeah, just like in qualifying, I'm afraid, and that's 5 official retirements. But we could be having a 6th one very soon. Franco Gamba, his car took a pretty big whack, and his race might be over.
See if he peels into the pits then. We are at the final corner, and I would imagine so if he's got a problem, unlike yesterday in qualifying.
And, we got 7 retirements now, actually. So let's see who those are.
That's 6. I'm counting 6.
Yeah,
there.
6. It's 6.
Oh, yeah, 6. My bad.
And Garber's staying out, so that's interesting there. But he is a lap down, it must be said, unless the leaderboard is still needing to update at the moment.
It should have now once everyone crosses the line.
It should do. I think he is a lap down now as a result of what's been going on.
Meanwhile, it appears
yeah,
people in the
yes.
chat are asking for confirmation on who's out, so let's indulge them, shall we? So obviously
so
Lopez is out, and the other...
Let's go through the number order. Let's go through the number order so we don't confuse everyone. So Fosbury is out. He's the number 23. Lopez is out. That's the number 72. The 26, that's of course Aji Prazan. He's out of the race. The 18, that is Ruslan Protsiuk.
We got another one, the
And
number 60.
the 39, that's Vujiukas is out of the race.
Yeah,
That's
Vujiukas is
seven
out.
Vujiukas is now out of the race. Gamba is still out on the track. I don't know if he'll be retiring soon, but yeah, so Vujiukas is out. That's the number 60. We mentioned that Ruslan Protsiuk, the number 18, he's out of the race. The number 39 car,
right?
that is Kupok, he's out of the race. And of course, the number 30, which retired earlier on, that is Adam Wolf. So they are the retirements. And so we have, judging from the fact that Fujiukas is out, we've got 35 cars left in this race.
Yep, indeed. And holy cow, that was pretty big wreck there, I must admit.
Indeed.
Indeed, a huge barrel roll there for Franco Lopez.
All started from one engine failure.
One engine failure, which was...
And it was very sudden, nobody had any time to react whatsoever.
Was the guy who had the blow up again, that engine failure?
Fosbury.
It was Fosbury, okay. Yeah, all triggered by that, basically. Everybody trying to take avoiding action from that engine blow up. If only it happened on a straight, it probably would have been a lot more safer.
Yeah.
But unfortunately,
Meanwhile, Rosita is asking, how am I losing a lot of spots in the pits? It's just the way it goes, man.
It's just traffic.
You win some, you lose some, yeah.
Yeah.
It's traffic, basically, in the pit lane. It happens in real life anyway, Rosetta, so I don't think it's a bug or anything like that.
When it comes to cautions, pit stops are just a lottery, really.
Yeah. Because everybody's bunched up together, and because the boxes are so small, basically, sometimes you can either straight line it once you finish a pit stop, or you have to turn around to avoid a car that's in front of you, and sometimes that can cost you some time as well.
Yeah, indeed. But the safety car is coming in, so got back to greens very shortly.
The lights are off the pace car, so it will be coming in this lap. The top 10 now, this is how it looks after the second round of pit stops, basically. So Will Parrish is now leading the race from Samet Oskin in second position. In P3 is the number 19 of Victor Bobo. He's got himself into the top 3. In fourth place is Alex Broster, followed by Robert Ionescu in fifth position. And it's Thomas Bennett in sixth. Gamba is obviously a lap down, so he's not there. Gabriel Gomez, last season's winner, is in seventh, with Joseph Federic Suto in eighth. Then it is Lincoln Parno in ninth. And rounding out the top 10 is Joseph Willows.
Yep, indeed. Quite interesting distribution we have here at the field. And how are things going to change once we get back to green?
From Byrne, I'm trying to look. He's quite close to the back end of the tens, really, isn't he? He's quite close to 20th now. So, given that he was close to the front of the field, he's
down in 19th there. And I have to say, I need to praise Will Parrish, because right before the caution, he had some pretty good defending to keep Ionescu behind. Now he's gonna have to worry about Samet Oskan. Will Parrish looking good so far.
Yeah, indeed.
Anyway, we're getting close to the final corner. It'll be nearly time to go green again.
Yep, indeed.
Around the final turn now then. And the pace car will peel off. Which it does now. Is it going to? Yep, it's peeled off. Here we go, lad.
Parrish will get back up to speed very soon. And that's when a new stint of green flag racing is about to begin. Waiting for the marshal to wave the flag.
He does
here we
now.
go.
Here we go then. So here we go for the third time as we get back underway. As everybody's now trying to get around Gamba, who seems to still have those recurring problems. As
Gomez has put a lap on him.
As Parrish leads the way ahead of Oskin, but Oskin's still sticking with him at this point in time as they make their way through the second turn.
Yeah, it's running very close to the back of him. And looks like this is a 6-car train. We've got a
Well, they've
Bobo
got-
and Broster and Ionescu and Bennett as well involved.
Well, there's a bit of a gap at the moment between the top two, but I wouldn't be surprised if Bobo starts closing into it in just a little
Yeah,
bit.
but it's a pretty tiny gap compared to what we got to the cars behind. We're fighting quite big time there. Almost 3 wide.
Indeed, Willows having to cover off there from whoever that was he was fighting with there on the inside, as the top 6 now make their way through the first turn, pretty much single file at this point.
Yeah.
Now through the second turn, looks like Parrish is starting to open up a bit now between himself and Oscar. Oscar not able to get an overtake on him at this point in time, probably thinking tactically, as we mentioned a little bit earlier before the second pace car came out. I'd say
Bennett's
now,
hopping back a little bit.
meantime, Oscar took a little bit of a wider line there compared to Bobo, but Bobo wasn't able to capitalise.
Watch for Victor Bobo. He should be very strong on exit, but it looks like Samuel Oskan is a little bit stronger, and he could be attacking Parrish for the lead right about now.
Let's have a look now then. He's tucking into the slipstream. Maybe he's lifting off a bit, maybe thinking tactically, and he's going to hang back for the moment. And let's see if anybody's going to start moving around a bit. Parrish goes a bit wide. Oskin's trying to get underneath him, but Parrish is going to hold on for the moment unless we get into turn 3. Oskin might actually have a chance here, but he's going to tuck back behind him at this point. And let's see.
Bobo having to do a little bit of defending from Broster there behind.
Yep, indeed. As at the same time, trying to see if he can nip underneath Oskin at the moment. Coming out the final turn we go, as they now make their way down this straight now. Then
We got a battle there between Gomez and Chang in the meantime in the background.
the two Andretti teammates, one of them representing Herto Autosport, the other one just standard Andretti Autosport. As now through into turn 2. Go now then. And still no movement in that top 5 at the moment, as Willows is currently tucked behind Suto. He's gained 2 places from the pace car. He's now up into 8th position at this point.
Yes, indeed.
Through turn 2 we go. As this,
And I have to wonder if Thomas Bennett could perhaps get closer to these guys. Looks like he's keeping a relative even pace with them, but he can't actually gain on them. As Willows is trying to line up Suto for a pass in the meantime.
I think he's lost a bit of time. I think he's currently defending himself. It's now Ionescu going on to the inside of Broster. We might have a change in the top 5. And,
Which we do.
And let's see if he can pull it off, actually. Yes, he can. Ionescu now up into 4th position. And I think that's brought Bennett closer now to this group.
Yeah, clearly that little bit slower pit stop for Ionescu didn't deter him too much. He's very eager to race, and he's up to get himself back in the top 4. Meanwhile, Victor Bobo in front of him will be trying to get past Oskan. Let's see if he can do it.
Not able to get quite close alongside him at the moment. Let's see if he's going to try and do anything into turn 1, as it looks like Willows is now getting swamped by the guys behind at the moment. It looks like he's starting to drop places. And now
Battle between the
Ionescu trying to lead on.
Babonescu.
He's
There
trying
he
to get
goes.
past him.
And he's
And-
through.
Ionescu up into 4th position, getting by Bobo. Is Broster going to go through as well? He's having a little
Not quite.
loss.
That was very close between the two Brits. But looks like Bobo is just about in front for now. Can Broster try something towards turn 3 though? I'm not quite sure. Meanwhile, Parrish continues to lead. Some very smart positioning to keep Oskan behind and not let this, not leave the Swede any opportunities to attack.
Yes,
And
Flo,
through.
you know what that is.
Going into that final turn, as Broster's having a go at Bobo now. He might get 4th place from him at the moment, as there's battles going on behind them. At the moment, Broster's actually going to tuck back behind Bobo at this point, as the top 3 group together through into the first corner.
You know, it looks like Thomas Bennett has closed up to these guys. Once again.
Yep, he's getting.
Yeah.
He's not quite in that group, but he's getting closer. It must be said, as the battles continue behind these 6 at the moment, just sticking single file at this point in time.
We got a fight of
in
3,
fact,
then a fight of
as
2,
I
and
say
then
that-
just 1.
as
And
I
now
say
he's
that-
trying to make a move on Oskan.
I think he might actually get the move done into 4, and
He's back in
he
second.
might- So look, Oscar might still be there. Oscar is still there, but no, Ionescu pulls in front of him and gets up into 2nd
I
position.
think Bobo could be threatening Oskan towards turn 1 now.
So a look, and I think he has done. And yes, he has, and Broster's
Broster as
also
well.
falling through.
So
And I
there's 3
think that's now
positions left for Samit Oskan. Broster will
Now-
be trying to resume his fight with Bobo very close to the back of him and getting the draft out of 2.
It's now in that group, as you can see, he's now on the back of Oscar. So now this this group, which consists of 5 cars, now consists of 6. As Broster now again trying to have a look underneath of Ibobo, but can't seem to get it done at the moment.
Not yet. He's managing to stay close to him and not allow Oscar to get back on the prowl of him.
As they now make their way down the straight to start lap 32.
Now got
of the
Gomez
race.
making a move on Campana that is in front of him. Or I should say right to the right of him.
And the defending winner getting underneath him and going through. And it looks like Link Campana's
It's
actually
not
going to
just
get
him.
swamped.
Yeah.
It looks like Campana's going to get swamped by a load of cars, although Gomez is now being overtaken there by Martinez and Suto. So it's all kicking off towards behind the leaders at the moment.
Yeah, indeed. Now then, Ibobo's got right on the back of Ionescu. He's going to try to pressure him for the pass, but Ionescu's attacking Parrish first, it seems. Can he take back the lead?
Oh, close to
Oh,
contact
very
there.
close.
Very, very tight there. I think Parrish still leads, but this is going to be closer towards turn 1. Yeah, Parrish still leads. And look at
Still-
Broster. He could be passing Bobo just about now.
Think he might do. He's alongside, although Bobo's trying to hang with it as Bennett's underneath Oscar and is taking 5th. He might actually take 4th as Broster's now got a Bobo, and Bennett also gets 4th as well.
Yeah, now Ionescu's
Yeah.
getting a great run onto Will Parrish. These two guys have battled before. Now it's time for round 2. Can Parrish prevail once again, or will Ionescu find a way past him?
The section of corners we go now then into the final turn is Ionescu. He's getting underneath him into turn 4. He wasn't able to pull it off
I think
last
he's gone
time.
this time.
Well, don't forget that exit is
Not
got a lot
yet.
of traction. You got to remember that as well. There's
Yeah,
a lot of
Now
traction
here
on the
goes
exit.
Penna
there.
trying to go for 3rd. Not close enough to back up Broster though.
But Oskin's getting underneath a Bobo. Might take 5th here. Can the Swede get by? And
Yes,
he
he
can.
can.
So
And
a
tell you
Bobo
what, this top 6 is actually catching up to a little bit of traffic, I assume. Yes. Look, there's
Mocho
Mocho
and
and
Galloway.
having their own little battle in front at this point in time as they now make their way through these next 2 corners.
Now blue flags the 500, of course. So they'll have to overtake them legitimately. And this could be quite a disturbance for the leaders, especially for Parrish.
Indeed, as they are getting close there. they're
It's
actually
very,
being held up.
very close.
Parrish is forced to the outside. Ionescu could have him now in towards turn 1. Looks like
He
he's got
does.
him now. Now he needs to clear Mocho as well. And Galloway.
Broster's also coming through as well. You can just see there. Look, it's getting very
Ooh,
tight.
very close.
Yeah, Mocho
Luckily,
let
no
him through.
contact on.
Ionescu now leads, but Broster is right on the tail of him. He's going to try to get past him in towards turn 3.
It back down to 6th as a result of all that traffic. So he's now at the back of this little group that's battling for the lead at the moment. And in fact, he could be left behind because he's being held up quite heavily.
Parrish
From
going for a
Galloway.
long Broster. Ionescu's
Scott.
gone very wide on exit. So Broster might have him in towards turn 1.
Side by side they go into the first turn. Ionescu trying to get a little bit more speed out of the corner, but I think Broster's done enough. They're still going to stay side by side out of turn 1.
Yeah,
As they
Ionescu's going to
still
get overtaken by Parrish as well as it stands. Maybe even Oskan can squeeze underneath him. Alex Broster takes the lead. Ionescu drops down
And
to
he-
3rd, and Parrish is back in 2nd, car number 2.
As the Andretti now leads the way. Parrish looks like he's got 2nd now off of Ionescu and tried to
Ooh,
complete
very
it, but
close
Ionescu
contact there.
still sticking with him at the moment. And Parrish also at the same time. Was there a bit of contact there I just saw there between...
No, not
Sure.
quite.
There's a
Not
little
sure.
bit of rubbing there, but nothing too
Oh,
serious.
there's a very
Oh, there's been a
close.
crash at the back. I think from
Oh,
the
there-
now.
oh,
And there's a
there's
big one
one.
now. It's Willow's involved. Oh my goodness!
Oh,
Space
he's
car
gone.
out surely. Big one, big car jumping up in the air, and a massive pile up there indeed. The Barnes is in
Someone's
it as
Catalan.
well.
Catalan's gone over the
Catalan's
pit wall.
rolled into the pit lane. Oh my goodness! Looks like there might have been
Fucking
an
lapped
engine
cars,
failure.
come on.
Yeah, that looks like an engine fail. That's Tomaselli that's got the engine failure.
Neller is out. No, Neller seems to have had the engine failure. Or am I mistaken?
Oh, that was Tomaselli we were looking at. He's the blue car. So,
There's traffic
So,
right at the front of it
Anyway,
as well.
pretty hefty wreck here. And,
it
oh my
started
goodness.
like back there, look. You can just see, look.
Get
those
back
two on the
in,
inside.
yeah.
It was 4
Oh,
wide.
four
I don't know what I was
wide.
thinking.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, Beranek was
Okay.
just trying to stick attached to him. They've already touched going through turn 4.
Indeed, as they now have a look. Oh, he kind of turned into him there, didn't he, Baronet? Turned into whoever
Yeah,
that
that
was on the inside.
That was very dangerous from him, I must admit.
Was the guy he turned into? I'm not quite sure who that was. Was
And
that
then,
Catalan?
and
or
then
was
he
that-
returned a favor on him and caused a massive wreck.
There wasn't an engine failure. That smoke from Tomaselli was just caused by the incident itself. And you'll see, look, you can see one car getting launched there, look, and even Catalan, look.
Yeah, the
Goes
Barros
over
was the
the
one getting
barrier.
launched initially. And oh my goodness.
Lowe's very lucky not taking any major damage from that, to be honest. He's kept going from that.
Yeah.
Very lucky.
Yeah.
Let's see.
And
You've
Neller-
mentioned that Neller may have been out of the race. Let's have a look. Oh,
Yeah.
that was Chung who was up. Yeah, Chung was involved in that. He clipped Chung, didn't he? Right there.
Yeah, it had zero visibility. It was impossible to avoid. And if you thought the crash
another
that
collision
caused the
there.
second pace car was the big one, you ain't seen nothing yet. But now you've seen it, and this one was even bigger. Poor Catalan, he got launched into the pit lane.
That was Quag who actually clipped him there. In fact, Gambler's still in the race, oddly enough, which is good. Which is surprising. I thought he might have peeled into the pits.
Anyway, the leaders are still
Yeah.
in right now, and the Parish Vionescu fight in the pits will resume again.
Yep. Obviously, update the retirements as soon as everybody's finished with their pit
There's been a
stops. So
camshaft failure for number 21.
That's Tomaselli. That was
Yeah,
that's how he got
Yeah.
it. That's how he got it.
Yeah, he got a
Right.
problem, yeah.
Yeah, he obviously got that from the collision. That's why we saw all that smoke from his car. So
Yeah, well
he's
said.
sadly out of the race. And I think we've got 30 cars left, judging from that. So we had 5
Yeah, but-
cars go out from that accident. So
A whole lot less than we actually saw on the screens, but oh my goodness, that was a scary one. Parish continues to lead, Ionescu second. Ibobo is third, but where's Broster?
let's have a look. Where is Broster? In fact, did he get help? Broster's there. Look.
He's
John
dropped down
Anderson.
to places. He's just in front of Waldinger.
Hardinge looks to
Yeah.
have gained a lot from these pit stop stages as well.
Yeah.
Campana. And that's Adventure there, look, who's on the back of that lot. So they've all come out of the pit lane now. Then they're behind 3 back markers now, which are, of course, Garber, Mocho, and Galloway. So
Yeah, indeed.
they're having their own battle at the moment.
Looks like Parish and Ionescu are gonna have to overtake Moch and Galloway all over again.
Yeah, you can see there, look, Willow's still in the race, so he was lucky to survive all of that, to be honest, because
Yeah.
he was involved in that incident.
And
Luckily,
he was
not.
caught right in the middle of it. Obviously, you can't blame Willows because he wasn't responsible for the initial contact. It was between Baranek and I think it was Catalan or anyway, yeah.
Yeah, he was basically just a passenger.
Oh, they have
basically. He was
problems
at the
as
front of
well.
the pack, so he was just minding his own business, was Willows, in that
Okay.
incident. We obviously saw what happened to Catalan, obviously, because he was the one that flipped
Yeah.
over the barrier. So, I think
Yeah,
we're
but
going to actually
was
have
he the one that Baranek tagged into his 4? They look
was
like
a
a white blue car.
It was a blue car that he tagged. We just don't know which one he tagged. Was it Catalan or was it someone else that?
Yeah, it was Catalan.
Look,
Who got-
where is that?
Yeah, it's in front, it's in front.
That one.
No, it's in
that
front.
One there, look.
Yeah,
Cars in
blue and
front, look.
silver-ish, I guess.
Who was that? That's a question. Was that Tomaselli actually? Now that I think of it, was it Tomaselli?
Oh,
Yeah,
I
no.
think it was a great car. He hit and then he goes over. Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
huge one. And it was absolutely impossible to avoid.
I'm going to, because I think Tomaselli's car's blue, isn't it? I'm going to assume that it was Tomaselli that he turned into, but then again, it has got a bit of white, that car has. So
Yeah, you
anyway,
could-
those are coming in. The back markers are now in the pits.
You could make a clone from the DNA of Lewis Hamilton, Michael Schumacher, Ayrton Senna, Alan Prost, Juan Manuel Fangio, and all those drivers combined still couldn't avoid
Bahrain and the cars are
crash.
out as well.
Not even such a super driver
Barros is
could avoid
involved
this
in that one
carnage.
as well.
Yeah.
And
Anyway,
Shahin.
so obviously the guys who are out of that race, the Barros, Shahin is out as well. The man who started in 4th, he's out of the race. The number 15 is out as well. It's obviously one of Wolf's teammates. That is Matteo Catalan. We obviously saw that. He went over the barrier. And we also have, who else is out of the race, judging from that? Fitzwater's a lap down. I don't think he's out of the race.
I think Catalan is gonna need a new pair of
Neller
overalls.
is out of the race. Nella's out of the race. Chung is out of the race. I've just seen there. The number 98 is out of the race. Martinez is out of the race now. The number 81, he's out of the race. Unfortunately, he was involved in that incident. So that's that for him. Tomaselli, of course, out. He obviously damaged his camshaft from the impact. So that's the end of his race. And so yeah, we've got. I think judging from that, have we got 29 or 30 cars? 28 or 30 cars left? I'm not 100% sure.
28.
8 cars left.
AK
So,
only 5 can retire from now.
Right.
in theory. So
I mean, that one was really unlucky that the lap cars went into the way and they tried to overtake and crashed into the tightest part of the circuit.
Yeah.
Pace
All
cars
really
coming
caused by
in.
Baranek, really. You saw that earlier. Yep, the pace car lights are off, and we'll all be coming in. We're coming into the pits this lap, of course. Baranek, safe to say, I don't even know what he was doing there, turning in. Obviously, he was the culprit of it, and then it caused that chain reaction that happened in the pit lane, which saw Catalan go over the pit ban.
Also, I have to say, that I love how in real life, usually when there's a crash, there's like 1 or 2 cars involved. In this, when there's crash, there's like 20 cars involved almost always.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't
Anyway.
want to be harsh to Baranek since he's a really cool and stand-up dude, but that was just careless driving from him. I'm sorry.
Anyway, the pace car's coming in. Let's have a look at what the top 10 looks like now before we get underway. It's Parrish who's back at the front as a result of this, with Ionescu in second position. It's a Bobo who's in third, with Bennett in fourth, and then it is in Oskin in fifth position, followed by Anderson who's got up to sixth. He's gained a lot from the pit stops. Broster in seventh, followed by Valdinger in eighth, and
He's
then
gained
it's
even
Campana
more.
in ninth, and then running out the top 10 is Michael Clark.
Yeah. That's
Now,
how it
obviously,
stands
he
at the moment.
started down in 41st, so he's now managed to get himself into the top 10 after all of this. So,
Yeah, indeed. And the drivers in the top 6 before the crash, now they're in the top 7 because Julius Anderson joined them as well.
Anderson in the top
Yep.
6 for Schmidt Peterson Racing, and they're looking to do a good job. But we're around the final corner. We'll be seeing the pace car pull into the pits very, very soon.
This isn't Parrish's first restart as the leader of the race. He knows how to do it, and let's see if he can keep Ionescu behind when we get back to green.
Here we go then. Wait for the green flag to go down. And
Come on, Marshall! We're ready to go racing again, and there we go!
Yeah, green flag. We are underway yet again. Everybody
The
staying
launch
single
for
flag.
Parrish.
Getting a bit of a gap to Ionescu. Looks like a Bobo is trying to get onto Ionescu now. And, yeah, Parrish just getting away at this point in time.
Yeah, Boba pressuring him right off the bat.
The butt of the Bobodescu.
Yep.
Yay.
Goes underneath the Bobo. Can he get the move done? Is this going to be P2 for the Brit? And I think he's going to... Yeah,
He's
I think
already
got
got
the
it.
overlap.
Yeah, he's had-
Yeah, he's got the overlap, and that's that. So up into P2 he goes. And
Easy pass
Ionescu
there.
now. Now Bennett and Oskin are now behind, along with Anderson as well.
Yeah.
The two Swedes looking to get involved as well, both Oskin and Anderson. As
Here goes
Speaking
Bennett
of-
trying to pass Ionescu, having to stay
I'll
back.
Anderson underneath Oskin, and that's P5 him, and Broster's also getting himself involved. I think that's going to be P6 for him. And yes, it is. So down to 7th goes Oskin.
Yeah, indeed.
Now they make their way down the straight now. Then Bennett on the back of Ionescu as the Bobo is starting to close in now on Parrish in front. Through turn 3 we go. Anderson getting himself involved in this little battle that's happening. Through
Yeah, indeed.
turn 4 we go, heading down towards the pit straight now then, as we will start lap 44 of the race now then. And they've started that now then, heading in towards the first turn. And Ibobo now then all over the back of Parrish, as Ionescu also trying to follow if he can as well. Anderson dropping off a bit from Bennett. And right behind them, Broster engaged in a fight with Campana at the moment. And it looks like Campana is going to
Yeah.
grab 7th from... Sorry, 7th from him at this point in time.
Yeah, well, passing Will Parrish is pretty difficult, but so is keeping Victor Boba behind. So it's an unstoppable force versus an immovable object between these two, and which is going to prevail.
We're very interesting to see as the battle for 7th still rages on behind, which involves, as mentioned, Broster, Campana, Adventures involved in that scrap as well, and as is who's
Clark.
number 31 again?
Clark.
Clark.
Looks
of
like
course,
Ionescu's
yes,
gone
Clark.
back up to pace and he's got right on the back of Boba once again. So trying to
Yep,
return the
so-
favor at the restart.
Campana gets up to 6th there. He's got ahead of Oskin, who's back
Yeah,
into
indeed.
that battle now. So he's up into P6. So 2 Americans now in the top 6 in this race.
2.5, I guess.
Yeah, yes, of course, if you count
Yes.
Robert Ionescu with the American citizenship. As now side by side go Anderson and Bennett now then for 4th position. Anderson going to tuck back behind for the moment.
Looks like Ionescu will stay behind the Boba for now. Maybe he'll try to set up a move in towards turn 3 or something.
The first turn we go now then, and now heading into turn 2 he will now go, as Anderson or trying to get onto it as well. As Oskin gets back underneath a Campano at the moment. We're going to tuck back behind, of course. A lot of this could be strategic, what they're doing here right now. Not trying to go for the move straight away, because as I mentioned a little bit earlier, of course, given that it's a very long race indeed, 500 miles, it's not necessarily important to get the lead early on. It's more important to get it towards the end of the race, because you've got to be there at the right place at the right time. So that's that really. As you can see, they're Broster side by side, I think, with Oskin at this point in time. Ionescu just hanging back for the moment, as Anderson still thinking about having a look at Bennett there behind.
Yeah, indeed so. Looks like Parrish has pulled away just a little bit from those two. In the meantime.
Yeah, because I think these two are busy scrapping amongst themselves. They're allowing Parrish to get away just that a little bit at the moment at this point in time. Heading through turn 3 we go. Still now making way
but
towards
Parrish
turn 4.
can't afford to
Anderson's
get
underneath
complacent.
Bennett.
These guys will try to close on him hard, as meanwhile Anderson is coming up into 4th place now.
Still going to remain side by side, I think, coming out of that turn, just due to how much grip there is around the outside going out of the final turn. But I think Anderson's got the overlap into the first corner and should easily take 4th. And yes, he has. Up into 4th he goes.
Yeah, indeed.
As now they make their way through turn number 2 now then on the track, as Ionescu just hanging back for the moment. The pair of them are starting to close back in on Parrish, I've just noticed.
Yeah, the gap was 0.3 earlier, now it's 0.26.
So they're starting to reel in a bit now, trying to keep in touch now with Will Parrish, as Anderson will look to try and close in as well if he can. He's starting to leave Bennett behind at this point in time.
Yeah, and forgive me, I'll be taking a phone call, so I'll be right back.
Okay, as meanwhile, everybody's staying single file within the top 9 at this point in time, as there's a bit of a battle going on for 10th position. We've got a very nice camera shot here from the pit lane here. Look, as everybody so far keeping it clear in the moment. I say so far because we know the nature of the Indy 500. As,
Yeah.
Now Ibobo leaving Ionescu behind a little bit. It looks like Ionescu's going to ease off the gas a little bit and let these two scrapping out for a little bit at this point in time. Going through turn 4 we go, as we'll start lap 50, so it will mean we will have passed the first quarter of the race. And so now we have
Guys, I'll be right back in 5 minutes or so.
Okay, as we have now reached the first quarter of the race now then. We're on lap 50 of 200, if my maths are correct. We have done now 125 miles, if my maths are correct. Yes, 125 miles we have done. So that's that now then, as we look from the helicopter cam from Will Parrish now then, as still got a bit of a gap between himself and Ibobo at this point in time. The top 2 currently at the moment are Parrish from Ibobo, then it is Ionescu, Anderson, and then it is the number 20 car of Bennett, followed by Campana, Broster, and then it is Adventure, Clark, and then the number 24 car who's just got into the top 10, of course. The number 24 car, of course, being, if I look on the list, Bence Valdinga, who's in the top 10 at this point in time. So coming out of the first turn, very nice camera shots we've got here at Indianapolis. And I mean, in real life, IndyCar have been widely regarded by a lot of people to have the best camera work in the series.
Catching up to traffic again.
Yep, just about to bring it up. Looks like they're coming up to the back of Michael Mocha again, I believe that is they are coming up to. As we look at Will Parrish from the spectator cam now then. As Ionescu trying to get close to the valve, though it doesn't look like that Mocho is Mocho struggling a bit with speed. I don't think he is. I think he's just losing touch to the cars in front of him. Which
no, he's way slower.
Is he way slower at the moment? So they're going to catch up.
He's doing 2:06s while the leaders are doing 2:2.
Yeah, he must
have a problem. He must have a problem.
I think he was hit on the big incident, as was quite a lot of the cars. So, I mean, the thing is, when there starts to be these slow cars, the amount of incidents are going to be more likely, because obviously the only real incident that came from a racing situation was the first one. The 2 others were influenced by the engine failure and then the slow cars.
Yeah, so at the moment the top 3 have got through Mocho quite easily there. So far he's not been a bit of a bother at this point in time, as these cars are currently single file, so it should be a lot safer for these guys to get through. It's those who are battling who might have a little bit of trouble at the moment, as Campana gets through there quite easily.
Yep, we could see sun right there at the background.
It looks like that, I believe, well, I say that as Broster now gets by on Mocho. It was Fitzwater. I think it's Fitzwater a lap down. I'm not sure. In fact, I think he's fighting for a top 10 position, isn't he?
Yeah.
I'm being a bit stupid there. But anyway, we come down the straight now then as people are cleanly at the moment getting by on Mocho. So I think we're starting to see some gaps forming in the traffic at the moment. So it's not going to be too much of a problem. Shane tried to have a go there, but at the last minute, Mocho turning into him there at this point in time.
That's very close.
Be careful here, Fitzwater. Luckily, no major incidents at this point in time, although it's fair to say that Keoshani's been swamped here as a result of that, being stuck behind Mocho, and that's going to be a disaster.
Oh no.
Very close. Oscar nearly causing another accident there, it must be said. I mean, let's not forget he caused an accident on lap 2. Let's not forget. And coming out of that turn now then, as we make our way towards the section of corners. In the meantime, the top 3 are getting a little bit more lively, although there's not much movement.
They got past more traffic of Gamba and Galloway, I think. Yeah.
Oh yeah, yes they did. They just got through a little bit more traffic at this point in time, and they should be able to get through Gamba very soon. Anderson should anyway, but if he's not, but at the moment, because he's being held up by this traffic, it is allowing the top 3 to break away at the moment. Through out of turn 3 we go. Ionescu thinking about a move on a Bobo. Is he going to be able to? That's the question. He's thinking about it. I don't think he'll quite have the overlap because of the traction that's coming out the corner. And no, he won't. I was correct on that instance. Coming in towards the first turn now then. And he's just going to hang back for the moment. As there's still a bit of a gap between Parrish and the Bobo at this point in time. Going through turn 2 now, then we go. As they make their way out of that turn now then. As there is Anderson. He's cleared Gamba now. And Galloway at the same time as well. Some others are still having trouble getting by Galloway, notably being Adventure and Campana, who are stuck behind him at the moment. Going through turn 3 we go now then, as they're all having to find ways through. Fitzwater getting held up there by Gamba, as meantime that battle's getting quite interesting there. Look, because Anderson under pressure from Bennett. Has Bennett got the overlap on him into the first turn? I don't think he's quite been able to at this point in time. Not much, they've just been clearing traffic, not really much.
Right. Alright
And,
then, so I didn't miss much. Good.
Apart from Mocho, seems to have a bit of a problem now, but so far he's
right.
not been causing that many issues at this point in time.
Right.
Which is good to see. So, anyway, as you can see now, they're still clearing the traffic. That's Parrish, who's now just lapped another car there. I'm not quite sure which car that is he's just lapped. I didn't quite see the name there. It's Zolga.
Yeah, now
TNS is having a bit of
lap
trouble trying to lap him there at the moment.
Meanwhile, the Bobo is going to go very, very close to Parrish.
Yes, he
He's
is
going to
indeed.
drop back a little bit as a result.
Yes, indeed, as they go through the first turn. As a result of Ionescu being held up, he's now lost a bit of time to these two at the moment. Obviously,
Yeah,
Anderson
can
lost
have
a
a
lot
hope
of time
these guys keep squabbling so he can catch back up.
as they come out of that second turn. And Ionescu looking to try and see him get back. As Bennett now trying to get underneath Anderson if he can, but again, just doesn't seem to have the overlap on him at this point in time, so he's going to hang back. Campana now getting involved in that scrap as well, along with Broster, Bennett, and of course Anderson. Now,
Yeah, indeed.
yeah, that final turn now, then we go. As battles continue, as they're both also having to, these guys are also having to do their best to try and lap Zolga. And Anderson, he might get held up by Zolga if he's not careful. Same with
He's in a
Campana. This
compromised
could be
position here.
Ooh, very close. Oh
They almost went there.
Oh, that was close.
Oh,
that
no.
was so.
Now passing Zolga, free
Oh,
one.
no.
If that's
Oh,
Oh,
big
and
one.
there it is.
There's a big one. Caution is
Zolga
out.
and Bennett, who have been involved.
Yeah.
Can he just avoid the wall? One of them's touched it. That's Bennett. He's got a bit of damage to the rear
He's
wing,
got
but
the wall
I
as
think,
well. Oh my goodness me.
I think they might be able to just survive that. But has that triggered the pace car? I'm not sure. It might have done. They're still going at full speed there, it looks like. And no, it hasn't. Oh no, there's a yellow there. Look, I just saw a yellow light. I think it has triggered the pace car.
Right. The caution is
think-
out.
Finally, a crash where only 2 were involved.
Well, here
Yeah.
very happy, it seems.
I was
It didn't look like
scared
there was no
for
damage
another
that time.
million retirements. Let's take a look
But
on the.
Loads of debris on the track. A caution is warranted. And Broster made a
Obviously-
mega move, but these guys couldn't react to it properly.
Obviously,
I think
debris on
Broster,
ovals is a bit different to road courses as well. Go on, Rail.
Frost and Bennett did touch, so yeah, Frost lucky to avoid the wall.
Yeah.
I think he did scrape it
I
initially.
think
here.
he must have. Yeah, he has
Very
hit the
right
wall.
hand of it. And then he almost
But
touched
luckily-
Campana.
wasn't anything major, and luckily for Bennett and Zolga, it wasn't anything major on their end either. Obviously, a little bit of a loss of rear wing for Zolga, but not for Bennett, it seems. Although he will lose some positions as a result, which is a shame for him.
Yeah, and of course, the damage might have an impact later on. As Will Miller showed last season, even though he had some damage, he was able to carry on and finish 4th.
We're obviously seeing the guys peel in to the pits as well, as we are now under caution. In fact, as we're going to see it now, in fact, because they're all peeling to the left. Into the pits they go for, I think this is the 4th pit stop, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, on lap 60.
Yeah.
And I am still in the race, Dennis. Yes, my car is still in the race. I believe Rahal is still in the race. You're number 14, aren't you?
Yeah.
And am I, so we're all 3 of us still in it. But let's see.
I think we're all 3 of us
We'll
are
have
still
a
in
change
the
of
race.
leadership in this race in the pit stop phases. Parrish
Have a
goes in,
look.
we're expecting Bobo and Ionescu is in right now, as is Brosser and Campana.
Back markers have, of course, stayed out, I believe. Yes, they have, including Zolga, in fact. It seems that the little damage he got was too minor. And Adventure pulling into his box, as will Zachary Fitzwater. You can see they're all pulling to the left. And both AJ Foyt's, of course, in the pits. One of them being you, of course, Rahal. So there's your confirmation. Rahal is still in the race. Because both AJ Foyt's are in the pit lane, as you can see. As Parrish still leading out of pit road, along with a Bobo as well.
A lot of places there.
That's Clark who's got up to third place.
Yeah, he's gaining a lot of places.
Look at this. That wasn't those kind
Very wide.
Now Adventure. He's gained
They're
some
safe,
places.
at least. I
Wilson's
think they were.
lost time in pit lane.
Yeah.
He's outside the top 10 as well, I believe, judging from that. Then again, that's all in pit road, so we'll have to wait and see when they cross the line. So we haven't got really representative of what's
I think
going on at the
Ionescu
moment.
was about 6th or 7th or something like that.
I'll have to see when the positions come up. But Anderson is outside the top 10, as you can see there, look.
Yeah.
So he's lost out a lot in the pits as
No
well.
change at all for
look at him.
Bobo and Parrish in the meantime. You know,
I'm down in 24th, and to say at one point he was near the front, that's disappointing to see. As we should be expecting the back markers to come into the pits this lap. Galloway, Garber, and Mocho, and Zolga. Well, let's not forget that. And then Parrish should be at the front of this pack. So,
I got that message from Flo on Discord, so I wonder what it is. If you win, we need to play Sigullian Anthem. No thanks.
Jamie Griffiths has raced the race without a rear wing since his incident. And he's P9 without the rear wing.
Well, it was 8 at the moment.
Obviously, because this was a NASCAR game, obviously, clearly the physics being a bit weird. But, oh well, I guess Jamie Griffiths ain't complaining if he's watching.
Big damage for Griffiths.
Yeah, I guess Griffiths ain't complaining, that's for sure. But anyway, the back markers are now.
At 2017 Heartbreak, where he led for most of the way, and I got passed at the very end to end up second.
The back markers have now come into the pits. All 4 of those back markers.
7th, I was right.
As you can see, so this is now the new top 10 as we're looking at now.
Yep.
It is
Parrish leads from Bobo.
and then it is Clark who's in 3rd, and it is Campana in 4th, and then it is Valdinger in 5th, and then Kloss in 6th. Let's not forget, he spun on lap 2, let's not forget. He's now back in the top 10.
Yeah,
Ionescu 7th, and then it is Adventure in 8th, and then Anderson is in the top 10, so I was incorrect on that. He's still in the top 10, as is Oskin. So they're the top 10 at the moment.
Yeah. And say guys, don't those P2 and P3 drivers take you back a year or so?
P2 and P3 drivers.
It's Bobo and Clark in the exact same order as last year's race.
Yes, we get it.
Just missing Gomez and obviously Glazebrook because he's not in the race. And who's the other one who was in the top 5 last season? Who was it again?
Jones.
Oh, he's not in the race either. So in fact, it's only 3 of them. In fact,
Yeah.
last season I said 4 yesterday, so I do apologise on that. But yeah, that's
No
that really.
biggie.
So Gomez is basically the odd one out of that top 5. So
Yeah. Still plenty can change. And as we've seen before in this race, Ionescu has some great pace fighting through the field. He's up there with the Bobo and the Parrish. These 3 guys are clearly the standouts so far in today's race.
yep, they've been consistently at the front.
And
for
number
this
42 is out. That is Michael Mocho.
Mocho's now retired now then, so obviously we saw whilst you were away, Rob, he did obviously have some engine issues that he was having. It's clearly
all right.
persisted to the point now where he has now actually retired from the race. So Michael Mocho out of the race. So
I also think that Franco Gamba will retire at some point because he's now 3 laps down and has been slow since he got the little hit.
Yeah. So Mocho's out, so we're down to 27 runners as a result.
Yeah,
And the
Gamba
pace
will
car
have
coming in this lap.
Gamba will have to be extremely cautious because he'll be lapped many times by much faster cars, and he'll just have to keep out their way nice and clean, which can be tricky, of course.
Pace car coming in this lap as we have just passed the hour mark of this race. So we've just gone through the first hour of this race so far.
And we're gonna get to the 1/3 mark very shortly.
The 1/3 mark being
Lap
what is
66.
it? Thank you. So yeah.
Notice that the game does count the beginning section. So the race is about 5 minutes less than what the timer is telling.
Right.
Okay.
Okay, then.
Fastest laps, by the way, now showing on the screen. Number 24 leads the fastest lap chart at the moment.
And who would that be?
I'm just having a look. The number 24 car. I think I mentioned him earlier.
It's Waldinger.
Waldinger.
Oh yeah, it is Waldinger.
Waldinger.
And
He's in the top
fun fact,
10
I think that fastest lap is faster.
Race
than,
will restart now, by the way.
Right, we're gonna get racing soon, and Parrish,
Which is-
third restart in a row that he'll be in charge of.
Yep, the number 2 Penske once again leading the pack round the final corner. We'll be seeing the pace car just peel to the left very, very soon, which it does now.
Righto, so ready to get back underway. Will Bobo pressure him off the line? Looks like he's staying back a bit, maybe being a little bit tactical.
And they're all waiting for the green flag to go.
Yuri, by the way,
Which
don't
it does
forget
now.
to switch back to the table as we're green.
Yep, indeed, as we get underway, as Clark's already having a go at a Bobo into the first turn. Is he going to grab second from him as they go side by side?
And it looks
Through
like
into
he's
the
fastest
first
to Patriot.
Yeah, he has.
Into second place goes Michael Clark now then. So into P2,
Clark,
he will
quite a
now
welcome
go.
surprise, but he's bounced back in this race and quite in an entertaining fashion there, I must admit.
As they now
Yeah.
make their way towards the final 2 turns. He's slowly closing in on Parrish as well. As they make their way through the third to last turn now then. In fact, he's actually going to have a go at Parrish.
My prediction.
Yes, it is Yuri's prediction as they go side by side out of the final turn. Is Clark from 41st
Yeah, Bobo's
on the
trying to get
grid.
involved as well. Meanwhile, Adventures are taking Ionescu. I think he's already got him for P7.
Down towards the first turn. Is Clark going to get the lead from 41st? They're going to remain side by side.
Yeah, he
and Clark has
leads.
it.
And there goes
Yeah, he
Campana
leads.
as well, sneaking into second. Klaus is making a move on a Bobo, very close to contact, but he's got him. Ionescu's been overtaken by Adventure. Now he's under pressure from Oscan in the meantime. But here goes Campana. Can he gun for the lead?
Aldinger into third position.
Parrish hit the
as-
wall.
Ooh,
Parrish hit the wall.
Tapped
Yeah,
it a little
Parrish.
bit.
Whoa. Ooh.
Oh, he's
That's gonna
I
hurt
didn't
him a
see
bit.
sparks.
Luckily not to get any major damage from that.
Yeah.
Indeed,
So the
as
front
now
the top 10 has been quite shuffled as a result of that previous caution. What was a freeway fight for the lead? Well, it turned
Waldinger.
into a completely different freeway fight as Wes Waldinger is trying to get up to second place past Lee Campana. He's got him.
he has
He's at the second
Hungarian
place. He goes.
guy's trying to get back at Campana if he can. The two Americans fighting for third position.
You know, in the background, Fitzwater has just overtaken Ionescu, I believe.
As side by side they go. Is Parrish got the move done on Campana? He has. Parrish gets back into the top 3. As now they make their way through the final turn.
Yeah,
And
indeed.
now heading down the straight now then we will go as there's side by side between Kloss and Adventure now
Adventures,
then.
two Polish drivers, and Adventure trying to have him down the inside of turn 1. Looks like he's got him nicely.
Oskin looking to get involved in that battle if he can as well. He's right behind. Parrish getting back at Valdinger now.
Yeah, indeed. Meanwhile,
Oh,
Ionescu
hey.
has dropped outside the top 10. He's right behind Beranek. He's 11th. And Beranek running up the top 10. Now Parrish trying a move on Waldinger. Can he get past him? Yes, he can. He's up in the second once again.
Yeah, yep, indeed. Gets back into the top 2. Now coming out that final turn we go, as Oskin's on the inside of Kloss meanwhile, and Anderson also getting himself involved in that battle.
Yeah, meanwhile the Bobo is down in 5th, as we got Oskin trying to attack close, but I don't think he's close enough yet.
Burbridge just got Brian Campana there for 4th, so he gets himself back in the top 4 now then.
Yeah, the Brit climbing places again. It was clearly a hectic restart for the 3 guys who battled for most of the way, but now it looks like 2 of them are slowly getting back up to pace, as Parrish is looking to take the lead from Michael Clark.
Yeah, the final 2 turns now then we go, as you can see there, Adventure on the back of Campana now for P5, so Adventure looking to get himself in the top 5 he can. Remember, if you finish in the top 5 of course, you will obviously be granted entry into the 2020 race, providing you signed up of course.
Yeah, guaranteed entry, let's not forget.
Providing you sign
Here
up.
goes lap 69, and Clark is leading. That's nice. Anyway, Parrish, he'll be determined to take back the lead, which is held for so long in this race.
And down the straight we go now then, this second back straight. I think everybody's starting to stay single file at this point in time. I think everybody's starting to calm down a little bit at this point.
Yeah, we're getting near
Yeah.
that stage in the race where these drivers are being extra careful and just think about the strategy, preserving tires, fuel, and just taking care of the car in general.
Venture there just getting by on Campana. I think he's staying side by side as Kloss
Kloss is
side by
making a
side with
move on, I believe that is, no, it's not Waldinger. Who is it?
Sanderson.
Yeah, it is Anderson. You know, the 32 has just overtaken the 032 on the table. Now Parrish for the lead again. He's got him.
See, because they're still side by side, but I think he's got the overlap.
Yeah, very clearly he's got him now.
Parrish back in the lead, and on lap 70 of the race, through into the left-hander we go. Clark, what about having a go back in?
Clark's eager to find a way back past him, I'm sure.
Yeah, at this point in time, as he's got, I think ENS, is ENSQ in the top 10 still?
He's just behind Fitzwater, I think, but Clark is retaking the lead.
Yes, he is, so he wasn't waiting around for too long, and Valdinger looking like he wants to get himself involved as well.
Yeah, Parrish loses 2 places. Could it Bobo make it 3? Looks like he has.
Going to remain side by side into that second turn, but Clark takes back the lead from Parrish. And Bobo has got through on Parrish there. He gets into 3rd, and he could also take Valdinger with him, and that's
which he does. Bobo. Yeah, now Valdinger could lose the place to Parrish yet. It'll be close to turn 4, but I think Valdinger will have the extra grip.
As they go through these...
Fitzwater and Anderson are both trying to overtake Kloss in the background.
Meanwhile, Parrish is going to tuck behind Valdinger for this point in time. So, that's that really. The top 5 grouped together at this point in time, including Adventure, who's getting himself involved in this scrap as well.
Yeah, indeed so. Now then, Bobo v Clark. We've seen that battle in the past not too long ago. And by that I mean a season ago. And now we're seeing it again. Which Brit will come out on top? Last time it was a Bobo. But will Clark have the upper hand this time around?
Yeah, that final turn, and they're still quite a bit away from Garber, so there's not really much to worry about. But a Bobo on the inside of Clark, is he going to get the lead off of Clark this time by? As in the
now
background,
we've got a move on the edge of the top 10. I think UNESCO is trying to overtake Kloss. As Bobo is trying to take back the lead from his compatriot Michael Clark. Through turn 1, he's got him, I think, still side by side. But turn 2 makes it clear he's got him, and Waldinger should be able to get through as well.
Yep, he's on the inside, and I think he has done. Yep, he's up into 2nd place. He's got the overlap on him. Parrish is on the inside of Clark as well, so he might take 3rd from him as well.
Yes.
And he does so. And is Adventure going to follow through? Let's see.
He's definitely trying. As the grip, and Clark's lost now 4 places in the space of a single lap.
Yep, so he's down to 5th. In fact, they're still side by side, but I think Adventure should have the overlap into the first turn to get the move done. They're going to remain side by side, in fact. And in fact, I think Clark's actually going to hang it around the outside. So, in fact, no,
only for
Adventure's
turn
still
1,
there.
but in turn 2 he's been overtaken. And Linkapal is trying to squeeze in as well. He's got a great run there. Meanwhile, Bobo is under pressure from Waldinger. And Parrish coming up behind.
Indeed, as Parrish looks to the outside to see if there's any grip around the outside, which I don't think there will be. Coming round the left-hander we go. As Campana's on the inside of Clark, and that's P5 for the American.
They're catching up to Franco Gamba.
Yeah, indeed they are. Thanks for the observation, Rahul.
And so they better be staying single file in a minute, because otherwise it could be bad news for one of the drivers, especially if they're on the outside, because they could get held up.
Yeah, meanwhile, it appears Broster has overtaken Ionescu further back. So obviously he's trying to get himself back in the top 10 as well as the Romanian. These two guys are squabbling.
Why is the Bobo not going for the move? That's an interesting tactic there.
Now they're getting very close to each other right
Paris
now.
will try to get involved in it. Let's see. The Bobo is passing Gamba now.
Oh, going to
Here
get
goes
held up on
Parrish
the
as well.
outside.
Yeah, they're gonna get held up.
Getting impeded big time.
A lot of them who are on the outside got held up, and it's now grouped a lot of cars at this point.
Yeah, indeed, a big shuffle there.
Around these.
Oskan is back in the fight. He's up into 4th again now.
Ventures lost a heap of time from that as a result.
Yeah,
So,
indeed he has.
because Anderson's now up into 6th position, as you can see.
Yeah, you can see Brosters are taking close in the background. And he'll be catching up to Franco Gamba very shortly. Now then, Parrish and the Bobo back at it again. But don't forget Lin Campana and Samir Oskan and Michael Clark in this fight. And very soon, Julius Anderson could be joining them too.
Yeah,
Clark
that's
currently
fine.
in a Swedish sandwich consisting of Oskan at the top and Anderson at the bottom of it.
Down the straight now, there we go. They're all remaining. A lot of the guys now staying single file at this point in time, unless there's going to be an overtake here. Oh, that was close.
Ooh, very
Incredible
close.
that, and Michael Clark's made that move nicely.
Think there was small contact there.
Are you
It
sure?
was brave either way, it was brave from Clark. He's got up into 4th as a result.
Very audacious, but that's the kind of moves you need to make. And Michael Clark's done. We're gonna watch a replay here.
A lot.
A little bit of a side spot contact there. I'm feeling very lucky these guys. So
Yeah, just
close.
now.
I
Nearly
think
ended
their
in
rear
fourth.
wheels clipped there.
Someone's in the pits there in the background, and that's Anderson.
That's
in the pit.
Anderson, yeah.
Is that a scheduled stop, or has he got a problem? That's the
I think it
question.
should be scheduled. Though I'm not sure.
Campana now then gets underneath of Parrish, the two Americans going into combat, and that's Campana into 2nd, and Clark's going to get 3rd as well.
Yeah, indeed. It's an all-Anglophone affair in the top 4 at the moment, with Bobo, Clark, Campana, and Parrish.
Was that pit stop for Anderson scheduled, or did he have a problem? I'm not 100% sure, to be honest with you. As
We will find out, though I might suspect Sally might have a problem, but hopefully not. We'll see.
see if anybody else ducks into the pits, just so that we're sure.
We're gonna got a
It didn't
fight
look
here,
like that.
Prost and
There's
Ionescu
Anderson
No,
side
again.
by side
scheduled.
with Ballinger
Well,
behind them.
yeah, it is scheduled, sorry.
Was scheduled, was it?
Yeah, scheduled.
Okay.
Clark
okay,
is up
it's
to
a scheduled
second. It's a
stop for
British
Anderson.
1-2 once again. An American 3-4. As Parrish is trying to find a way past his compatriot Lin Campana. But don't forget about Samir Oskan.
As they all make their way down the straight, and Bobo getting a bit of a gap between himself and Campana at the moment. Through into the left hand, there we go. In fact, I think it's Clark, isn't it, the second? I do apologise. Those two have got similar liveries. It's hard to tell at times. But anyway. And
More
now,
traffic.
Well, Campana's car has a lot more white, so there's that.
as Clark on the back of Ibobo, there's two other cars in front of them, Galloway and Zolga.
The two
we've got
that
to
caused the
contend with.
biggest incidents in the race. By holding up the others.
As we're on
Yes.
lap 80, so 40% through this race.
Yep, as now come up to this bit of traffic. Could this help Clark, in fact? Because again, Bobo's not thinking of going to the inside again like last time.
This
I don't
could
know why
harm
he's
a Bobo a
done this.
lot. He could lose a place or two.
Lost a place to Clark. Clark gets the lead. Parrish is
Parrish-
also going for Ozzy Roskin as the guys on the outside are getting held up like last time. I don't know why Bobo didn't learn from that last time around.
Well, there wasn't too much he could do, but still it's unfortunate for him as Michael Clark is up in the lead. Parrish will try to take it away from him.
As the top three get through there on Zolga. And
And the Bobo
now
is still being impeded.
he's got by on Galloway. He's now behind Zolga.
Oh, this is very close
Yeah,
from the back.
extremely.
Yeah, really close.
They now make their way towards the final two turns.
Here goes Chow Chinat.
And they've gone through on the back markers there as the top three have got. I don't
Oh,
think.
big
Oh, we have
yeah,
another
massive
crash!
Massive crash. I think Broster is involved.
Fitzwater was involved as well. It looked like a dark red car. I believe it was Fitzwater.
It's
It is
Fitzwater.
And
Caution
Galloway
out
as
for
well.
sure. Oh my goodness me. We have
It's
to
the
see what
slow
happens.
cars again!
So look then from the perspective of Fitzwater.
It's happened again, eh? Yeah. So Adventure was trying to get Galloway around the outside, and Fitzwater was trying to go for the inside. Was this all on Galloway? No, Fitzroy clipped Galloway, and then he started being pushed into the inside wall.
And then
He absolutely collected Klaus and Broster.
Yep, and Fitzwater having a bit of a barrel roll there, same with Galloway.
Yeah.
I don't know how much damage Broster and Kloss have, but either way, I believe Fitzwater and...
I'm worried about Klaus. It's not the first incident he's had this race. Meanwhile, we had a pass on the pit lane entry. I think that might have. I think that was from Gabriel Gomez.
Kloss has continued on. I just saw there, Kloss has continued on, so again, very lucky to escape.
Yeah. And the caution hasn't come out in time because the drivers didn't pit, so they'll be probably pitting in this lap.
Yeah.
And what will this mean for Julius Anderson? Because there's the pace car, you see.
There's the pit lane, they're all going in now, so Clark leading them into pit road.
And don't forget, Anderson has pitted already. Will he just pit along with these guys? Because if so, that will compromise him quite a lot.
Yep, Galloway and Fitzroy are out.
Yeah, unfortunately so.
Foster and Kloss seem to have survived that, so I think they're able to continue. So I believe we've got, judging from that, I think we've got 25 cars left, judging from that.
Joe, I must add, by the way, the two of us were battling right behind these guys, and I think we're both lucky you got through unscathed.
Indeed. Anderson has stayed out. In fact, don't forget, Anderson
He
did
was a
pit,
lap
remember?
down, yeah.
Don't forget, he did pit earlier, so I don't know if this has come at the wrong time for him because they're obviously behind a pace car, so he won't be able to get
So
that
the number
lap
28 gone.
That
And
pit
is
that
Alex
pit stop
Broster.
earlier.
Broster is out then, so Broster didn't survive that. Kloss did, so unfortunately Broster is out of the race, so we are actually down to 24 cars, not 25.
So regarding Julius Anderson, that pit stop earlier was either a master stroke or a colossal mess up. I only wanted to know in between. That's my opinion.
Clark will lead still.
Will Anderson come in or will he stay out? That's the question.
We are not even halfway, and this race has the same amount of retirements than both of the test races did for the whole of the race.
Moral of the story: don't trust test races ever.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
And
like the
that's
slow
probably-
cars have been a nightmare today.
Yeah.
Don't disagree. Looks like
Now,
Anderson continues to lead, and he should be on lighter fuel than these guys, unless he's pitting right now.
it says he's 24th on there, so he's a lap down. And is he going in or is he staying out? I think he's staying out actually. So
Very bold tactic there.
Yeah.
And so we had some shuffling in the back. It's quite hard to tell, honestly, who's where.
Yeah.
Because obviously that table is not accurate. It's from the previous lap.
it's from when they were on pit road. So
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna get an update right about now. So is Anderson the legitimate leader? No,
There
he
you go.
is not.
There you go. It's the number 31. That's obviously Clark who's leading the race.
So Anderson
And,
is a lap down, though he is leading the field under caution.
Yeah.
So that pit stop, it looks like it was a colossal F up, basically.
Yeah.
Yep.
And unfortunately for Julius Anderson, it knocked him. It was a gamble that backfired and knocked him out of the fight for the win, I'm afraid.
Well, let's not rule it out just yet because we have seen stuff in
Yeah,
the past. So
Yeah, I'm
Is that
saying for
really-
now.
the lights are still flashing. So this is the top two now. Then after their pace car during the pit stops, it's Clark who leads from who's in second. That's Parrish in
Parrish.
second with Campana in third. Then it is Oskin fourth, followed by I think it's Suto in fifth. I believe.
yeah,
Is
Suto.
it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it? Yes, it's Suto in fifth, followed by in sixth position the number 24 being
Valdinger.
Valdinger, yeah. And then it is seventh place for the number 19
Of Ibobo.
of the Bobo, and then it is Joseph Willows in 8th, followed by Daniel Adventure in 9th, and then in 10th is Nguyen, I believe.
In the 66.
Nguyen has now Nguyen
Yeah.
has now made himself into the top 10 in the McLaren. So,
Yeah. Good
What's
effort
that?
there.
is Anderson going to box this time, or is he actually going to stay out? That's the question. And let's Let's have a look as they make
Well,
their way
we'll
out
get
of that.
our answers soon enough.
He's staying out. So, it's that really. So,
Yeah. Safety car light's still out there, but if they turn off now, we'll be going racing on the next lap. So we'll see.
indeed, with Anderson, the back marker leading the way through, although he isn't the official leader, so we
Yeah.
should see.
As,
Scott going by here.
As Admiral General Aladdin said in the movie,
Ooh,
Dictator by
now
Samurai
it's gonna
Cohen,
happen.
he's not the legitimate leader. He's not the legitimate leader.
Yep. As the pace car lights are off, so unless Anderson pulls in at the same time the safety car does, I think he's going to lead the field, and then we'll probably see Clark go by him
Yeah.
when the race gets underway.
Yeah. So we're gonna have some back market trouble right off the bat when we get back to green flag action. Because all these guys are gonna have to find a way past Julius Anderson, who's a lap down.
Yeah, the safety car will probably not have a big break.
Yeah. So,
Sadly.
At least
So
if we
probably-
base it on how the slow cars have behaved as of recently.
yeah. So,
Yeah.
have to wait and see. Garbo, I believe, is still in this race, isn't he?
Yeah, he is
Should be.
4
He
laps
hasn't-
down, I think.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, he's there, look. You can just about see, look. So,
Yeah, 4 laps down or thereabouts. Can we see P11 through to P20, by the way, for a sec?
Not, we don't have time anymore. We will,
Yeah.
when lap
know.
100 passes, I will go through the grid.
Right, fair enough. Anyway, we're gonna get back up to speed very shortly. Anderson will lead the field, but Michael Clark is the true leader, so watch for him. He's gonna have to get past that lapped car.
as they make their way around the final turn, and we'll see the pace car peel in, which it's gonna do
Just a few seconds.
now. Anderson will lead them through, but of course
Well,
he's not.
this
the
was
true
our
leader.
5th caution, I believe, right?
Yeah,
somebody's
I think
actually
so,
done a
yeah.
counter. I think somebody's actually done a counter on the thing. So it's
Anyway,
fifth.
we're
Yep,
back
it
to
is
green. Here we go.
Here we go then. So we'll see.
Already
we
got
should
some
see-
attacks from Suto.
Yep, Clark's going to go through him, I believe, as you can see. Not at the
Not
moment.
He's gonna have him
He
to turn
should
2, I'm
be able-
sure. Or not,
well,
he's
you
going for
say
the
that.
outside.
In
Parish
half
have the lead.
parish.
Almost touching him. He hasn't had the
Hopefully
lead
that-
yet.
Is Clark going to go to
Anderson's
the
still out there.
He's not going to the inside. I don't know why. He's doing the Abobo tactic, it looks like. Abobo
It's a
trying
bad
to...
tactic.
Oh,
Oh, they
Clark
almost
was
got
close.
it there.
That was close.
Clark's
Yes,
still in the lead.
Anderson is actually fast enough to keep them somewhat behind.
Take a look at
Oh,
this.
yeah.
Fire in the back. A train led
Clark
by the
going
Gauntlet
to the
there.
Pits.
Well, he's going to the pits there. I believe it was a yellow car. Is Quark still in the race? I believe it's
I
Quark.
think that is Quag. I think that's
He's number
Quag.
22, so I believe that might be Quag that's just gone into
Right.
the pit.
Anyway,
Yeah.
So,
back onto this fight. And Anderson still leads the pack. He doesn't want to get lapped.
doesn't look like it, as Parrish is now trying to get underneath Clark if he can, and not able to that time by.
Not finding the top end speed, weirdly enough. But Link Campana might be able to do it. He's very close to the back of him.
That final turn. And you see, like in the background, they're going trying to find a way through an adventure. As now Parrish getting underneath Clark. Can he get a move? No, again.
No, he
I think
can't.
I think Clark's just basically using Anderson's slipstream here to basically
Yeah,
keep
he
in
is.
front, like we saw from Helio Castro Neves in real life this season. So
Oh, hell yeah, is a smart one. Also, Yeti, the cursor is in the way, I think, only just now. Thank you.
as we now go into the final turn, we just saw there Quag just come out of the pits.
Yeah.
Now I think Clark's actually going to get it done this time, and he's alongside him. Can he
Now
get
he's
it
got
done?
him.
I wouldn't say that yet because of that final turn, Rob. So
Oh, yeah, that, my bad
Well,
there. I was a
not
little
at
bit,
the
hasty.
moment.
let's
I-
see. He's still with him. He might be able to get him into turn one. He's being pushed through by Parrish. Parrish giving him a bit of an assistance, and they both go through on Anderson.
Yeah, indeed. But Parrish could be taking the lead now.
As they go side by side
Side
out
by
of that
side they
turn.
are.
And can Parrish get through? I think he's got the overlap on him, so I think he has got the lead back off
He is in
Clark.
front, but can Link Campana follow through as well? He's going for the inside of Clark. And the American crowd is cheering. It's a homeboy 1-2 for them at the moment.
Yes, it is. US 1-2 at the moment as Parrish leads the way from Campana as they all are now starting to get through on Anderson. As they now
Oscar
make
is
their
also
way-
trying to bounce in this fight. As is
And he's
Suto
also-
behind, but Suto is yet to lap Anderson.
as they make their way through first 2 turns now then.
Yeah,
Into
indeed.
turn 2 we go. And Parrish still staying in front of Campana at this point in time. As Suto, they've both got by. Suto's now underneath of Oskin. It looks like the Slovakian will want to take 4th position, but he's going to hang back for the moment.
Yeah, indeed so.
Now heading
then.
towards. As you can see there, look, Suto has got 4th there, I think, now from Oskin. He's underneath him. And
got
they're going
him.
to remain side by side. And I think he
Big
must have
fighting
the
there
over-
at the back, meanwhile.
I believe he'll have the overlap on him into the first turn there. Will Suto, and I think well, I don't know because the camera ain't pointed at them because we're
Anyway,
looking at this
Campana
battle
is
which
going
could
for a move
happen.
into turn 2, but not good enough on the exit. Just yet.
Anderson still there. He's still there, Anderson.
He's actually...
Suto got by on Oskin, so yeah,
Anderson,
he did get the
Anderson
move
made the move on Oscar as well. He unlocked himself from him.
up. But the top 3 starting to break away a little bit as they now make their way through the left-hander.
Yeah.
And now making our way down the straight now then we go and now come towards the first turn. Anderson still behind Suto at this point in time, so that really, but we are getting close to the halfway point of the race
Yeah, indeed we are. And Campana is pushing really hard.
as he's going to get under the toe of him if he can. Making
Will the
our
move
way
come
to
now?
No, he's gonna wait. I think he's gonna wait a little bit. I think he's just hanging back for the moment. Just
Gonna try to
thinking,
find some grip here in 4. But I think Parrish will have the advantage.
they're gonna go side by side. Will he get the overlap into the first turn, or will Parrish just hold on? Let's see. Parrish just has the edge for the moment, and he's
Yeah.
just gonna hold on for this
Staying
point.
that way.
So now, coming out of turn 2, we will go now then. And
Clark's
Campana
trying to keep up with these guys, but he's not there yet.
Indeed, as Valdinger not close to the back of Oskin at the moment. He's currently in the top 6 at this point in time, trying to get into that top 5 echelon. So,
Yeah, indeed.
echelon of obviously being entered into the 2020 race, that is. So,
Yeah.
now we go down the straight to start lap 94.
Campana's
And
getting a
everyone-
solid run.
Everybody just sticking single file at this point in time. As they're making their way
Yeah.
through.
Yeah, so it appears.
Through turn 2 we will go now then. Campana on the still sticking behind Parrish, obviously thinking tactically, not going for it at this point in time. Thinking
This could be his shot, but I think he's still staying put behind, yes.
yeah, I think he's just thinking tactically at the moment at this point, not rushing into it at the moment, although saying that he might actually go for it here.
Tiny bit of an
He's
error from Parrish earlier on. He went a little bit too high. And this could be the opportunity Campana needed.
going to remain side by side going through into that first turn, but I think Parrish has still got the edge on him into that first turn, so I think he's just going to breeze around the outside, which he does do.
Once again, brilliant defending from him.
Indeed, just
Yeah.
keeping both Campana and Clark back for the moment. As Suto not getting close to these 3 at the moment. These 3 clearly lapping quicker than the guys
Actually,
behind at the
Anderson is
moment.
catching him more.
In fact, as you say that, Anderson's starting to lose a bit of time now to Suto. So he
Yeah,
was
just a
right
little
behind his gearbox a little bit earlier, but I think he's starting to drop back from him now.
Just a little
And,
bit. Meanwhile, Campana under heavy pressure from Clark behind.
As they'll now make their way down the straight now then. As they'll start lap 96, so 4 away now from the halfway point of the race.
Yeah, Clark not
250
trying
miles
anything
exactly.
just yet, but he could try it in towards turn 2. But Campana saw it coming and went low. Cover him off.
Out of that turn we go. There's
And they're
Garvin,
catching Franco Gamba.
who so far is putting on a brave effort, it must be said, in that ailing Red Bull racing car.
Yeah, indeed. Unfortunately, it won't reap any rewards, but it could definitely create some excitement, as Will Parrish might be impeded. He's going very high.
Campana's underneath him.
I think he's
Campana's-
through. Yeah,
He
he's
is
through.
through. He's being held up. This
Clark
is not
will
good
go
for Price.
through.
Campana gets the lead.
This is what Campana
Goody.
needs. He's up in the lead. Clark is up in the second. And now Suto can get into third.
Yep. As
Anderson laps
Anderson,
Campana as well. Not Campana,
Yes.
sorry. Gamba.
yep. And I think he's obviously a few laps ahead of Gamba anyway, so that wasn't for
Yeah.
position. And,
Obviously.
As,
Meanwhile, it
but
looks like
now
Ionescu got back in the top 10.
Yeah.
52 is in 10th position, so yeah, Ionescu is up into 10th place. And but we have now a new leader in the form of Lincoln Campana, leading
And
from
where is Victor
Clark
Bobo?
and
Is he
Suto.
in...
He's in 9th.
Yeah, he is in 9th. He's the number 19.
He's behind Adventure and the number 48 car, who is not Jimmy Johnson. Let's get that clear. It's Fongshanek Keoshane, who's in 7th position. So
Yeah,
he's actually in the top 10, actually. After
Solid
his pace
effort from the
drop,
tie
really.
driver.
Solid effort for him indeed. 2 away now from the halfway point, as Clark is getting up to the gearbox off Campana.
Yeah, indeed. And watch for Jose Frederick Soto. He'll be trying to get in there as well. Now then,
Yeah.
Parrish lapping Anderson.
Yeah, that turn now then. As they're now all starting to lap him now, aren't they? As you can see, look, as
Yeah,
Well,
fair
that
enough.
on the
part
way
could
now
be
from the halfway
interesting
point.
between Oscan and Parrish.
One
Yeah,
away
yeah.
from the halfway point.
Very tight gap there.
Through into turn 2 now then. They've all got Bar and Anderson now.
Oscar
The
very
top
close
six
to the
have.
back of him, but watch for Waldinger. It's a freeway fight, not including Anderson.
Got 3 groups there and 3 groups just behind, but we are approaching the halfway point, lads.
Yeah. That's what you thought of this race so far, is we're getting a really neat camera angle with Campana and Clark. And Clark's going for it at the exit of 4, but Campana has to grip to stay in front for the time being. So drafting
now
from Campana behind, could be trying to get Clark around the outside, but this will be ballsy.
As we've now reached the halfway point of the race, we're on lap 100, so we've done 250 miles.
Yeah, indeed. 250 or to go.
Indeed, as I believe that was there was an overtake there, as we just see the top 10. There's Bennett in 11th.
It almost trying to pass Adventure, I believe that was.
Just looking at the position, they go in 13th as Willows is on the back of Gomez there. There is
Gamba
Gamba
in
who's a low
24.
lap. Patel 16th, Byrne in 17th. As we've got Griffiths without a rear wing in 18th, and then it is Kloss in 19th position, followed
She's
by
dropped back
Volker.
quite a few places from the restart, but there's close.
Volker, I believe, is the last one on the lead, lapping 20th from memory. So that's that.
I think
Campana's
so.
got a bit of a gap to Clark now.
Yeah, he's edged up a
Yeah.
little bit. Meanwhile, Suta is up in the... No, he's not
So
up in
he's
the
winning
second,
third all the
sorry.
time.
Third. Valdinger
Yeah, as
is away
Valden is
from
up
him.
to 4th. He's got ahead of Parrish. He's now trying to get underneath Suto. In fact, this
Yeah.
that's obviously Anderson is a lap down, so it's still a 6-way scrap for the lead as Clark's starting to get back in at Campana. Can Valdinger get through on Suto?
And we also got a fight behind between Oscan and Parrish. Looks like the Swede will have him.
Yeah, that final turn. And they should be able to get through there.
Watch behind, we also got a fight there between China, Tibobo, Adventure, and Ionescu. And I think one
Indeed.
other car behind.
We're into that first turn now, then we go. And as you can see now then, it looks like Anderson's still trying to unlap himself because he's on the inside of Parrish, as you can see there.
He may have been screwed over by that pit stop, but his determination is still there. That fighting spirit.
Into the third turn we go. And Clark having a look there, I think now at Campana. And can he get them move into the first corner? Remember that last corner does have a lot of traction on the outside.
I think
I think
Waldinger could be the one getting the move. Look how much dough he's getting.
Don't think he's going to get alongside, to be
Clark
honest. because
goes
I don't
for
think
it.
And Clark gets the lead again. Yes, he does. He's Valdinger going to
Waldinger
go
will
through.
pass Campana as well. Yes, he does.
Yep. And can he get through on Clark as well? Nope. As Suto now on the inside of Campana.
Getting back
And,
onto the podium places, or at least trying to.
Side by side they go. Can Valdinger get the lead now? If Clark is going to the inside, can Valdinger take the lead for the first time
And the
today?
answer is yes.
Yes, he can. Oh,
Oh,
so
swerving
close.
right back into his path almost. Very lucky they didn't crash,
So
but this will help
close.
Suto.
It was so close to a crash there between Suto and Clark, but luckily it didn't end in disaster.
Yeah, indeed. Now, Oscan was trying to make a move as well in the background. Let's take a replay of this. Because holy freaking mac and cheese balls, this was very scary indeed. We're looking from Suto's perspective. And Clark went very high. And was trying to recover the grip. They actually did touch very slightly. but luckily it did not end in disaster, which is great news.
Yeah, indeed, very, very, very lucky indeed. We're back to the live action as he's still behind Clark at this point.
Yeah.
Oscar,
he
meanwhile,
is.
in 4th position at the moment. Campana's dropped all the way down to 6th.
Yeah, and Oskan, he's got his compatriot Anderson as a buffer between himself and Parrish.
Suto looking underneath of Clark now then. Is this going to be P2 for the Slovakian? I think
And
it
it
is.
is.
And yes, it is. Is
We got
Oscar going to
Hungarian
follow
in
through
first
now?
and Slovak in second. And looks like Oskan will jump the gun as well, get past Clark.
Well, indeed. Anderson also unlapping himself compared to Clark as well.
Meanwhile, I
As,
think in the back, Ionescu has overtaken Victor Bobo.
He is in
Yeah.
8th in Ionescu is at the moment. So, yeah, you can see from the timing screen on the right that he is ahead of Ibobo according
More
to the
traffic.
timing screen. More traffic coming up. That will involve Zolga
It's
and
the usual-
Volker now.
Volker.
And Volker, that's the
Well,
new
Volker
one.
has been struggling. Zolga, unfortunately to say, he has been the usual suspect when it comes to getting lapped. It looks like Florian Volker is now going to get lapped very shortly as well.
Yep. And in comes the DTM fan channel with that one.
Finished.
Anyway, as Aldinger now leading the way on lap 106 of 200 now then.
He'll be
So,
hoping his compatriot Brian Zolga is nice to him when he puts the lap, that he doesn't impede him too much.
Well, that'll be the hope anyway. So,
Yeah. We got a
It's,
fight behind as well. It's Ionescu against Ibobo. And watch for China
He has-
trying
and
to
he
get
is
involved
actually
in the
being-
mix as well.
that's being nice to him actually. He's just let him through very easily there.
Interesting tactics, but Suto squeezes past very quickly as well, as does Oskan.
Oh,
Look at this! Parrish very close to hitting Anderson. Incredibly
Very
tight
close
action
indeed.
there.
Luckily, it didn't end in disaster. And I think Anderson is in a fight with Volker, isn't he? So I
Yeah.
believe that will be a fight for 20th very soon. Volker and Anderson.
The only
Uh,
thing worse than passing a lapped car is passing two lapped cars who are fighting each other.
Indeed, as they make their way out of that turn now then. And as they all pull a lap on Volker, and now Anderson is on the back of Volker, so that will be a
Further
fight
back,
for
China
20th.
has got back into 7th. He's passed Ionescu and Ibobo.
Battles continuing at the moment as Anderson now on the back of Volker. This is for 20th. And Anderson looking to see if he can gain a position at this point in time. Getting into
Yeah.
the slipstream of his half compatriot, I will say, because of course Julius is half German. But
Yeah.
as meantime, Oscar now having a go at Suto there. It's essentially pushing him out of the way, you could say there, and gets up into second place. And I think Parrish is also going to follow
And
through.
I think both Swedish drivers on the grid also have another nationality because I'm not 100% sure, but I believe Samer Oskan is Turkish as well. As
I
well as
think-
Swedish.
Okay. We just saw there as well, Anderson is now ahead of Volker, so Anderson is up into 20th position.
Yeah, indeed. Now then, Parrish will be trying to pounce on Suto and get past him. Meanwhile, Samer Oskan will be chasing Ben Waldinger for the lead.
Indeed, he's back into that fight for the lead now, is Oskan. So, that at the moment as they make their way through these next section of turns now then. Parrish on the back of Suto.
Suto went a little
And,
bit wide on entry, but it didn't compromise him much.
Clark still within that group as well. He's
And look
quite
what these
squeezing
guys are
back.
catching. It's Franco Gamba.
Again, they are getting back up to Gamba again. Obviously still wheeling on with that broken Red Bull racing car, putting in a valiant effort. Really wanting to go to the end of the race if he can. Maybe it's some kind of achievement for him, or maybe he's thinking long term, perhaps in the race.
You remember Nico Rosberg back at the 2014 Abu Dhabi GP when even though he had no chance of finishing in the points, which was a championship decider, of course, he still wanted to go to the end just for the sake of it. Looks like
This is
Gamba
going to
might
be
the same
interesting.
strategy. And this guy's
Oh,
almost
no.
wide, almost touching the
he
fence.
hit him in the
Almost
wall.
fence. Oh my God, he's
no,
collected
Clark.
Clark. He's collected Clark, and this is a big
Gone
one.
as well.
This is the big one. The back
Perkele.
marker. Caution is out. Caution is out.
Yep, and has Clark survived, or is that his
Oh,
race
it's
done?
Oscar.
Oscar's race is over.
Gone.
That was Oscar,
Um,
not Suta. My apologies.
Said it was Oscar, not Suto. And,
my bad.
and
Gamba managed to survive.
Clark
Clark,
survived, but I think
yeah.
he has got some damage.
Yeah,
so
he's
he
run
might
back
Yeah.
quite a
have
lot.
that one repaired.
A lot of
What a
damage.
shame for him.
Indeed so, very much
I
agreed.
told about the slow cars. So annoying.
No.
Yeah.
And the pace car is out, of course, as you can see there. We'll be seeing people peel into the
Did
pits.
Boba just get back in second place?
No.
Bobo was fifth.
Where is he?
In fact, he's there, look. He's there, look. So,
Yeah, he
don't
is.
know.
He could be second,
kind of
actually.
jumbled. We'll have to find out because they'll all be coming out of the pit anyway. So,
And the next lap won't be a reliable indicator. Oh no, not second. I'm sorry. The leaders are up further up.
Yeah.
And there's still smoke in here. Very misty.
indeed, but they'll all be peeling off to the left, as you can see. Valding is about to do so.
And I wonder if Anderson will join them this time around.
Have to say, and I believe he is. Yes, he is.
Yeah.
They're into the
Call me
box,
Neymar
these guys.
because all these guys Neymar because they're diving into the pit lane right now.
So this is the 6th caution of the race, and is Clark still going to be able to be in the race after this pit stop? Because he was still on track when it all happened. There he is. Look, I think that's him there. Look in the background. You can just see. Will he be allowed to
The
continue
number
or not?
27 has retired.
Campana's lost some time as well, I believe. From
Number,
that.
and
Number
also the 97 of Joseph Willows is
Willows?
gone. And Gabriel
What happened to
Gomez is
him?
also gone as well.
What happened to those guys?
I think they were
97
mechanical
is
problems or something.
Well, we need to check.
Willows and Gomez. What happened to them?
Well, this is Willow.
Oh, there was another one.
Another crash when the cautions are already out. What happened there?
Well, he's obviously bunched them up.
Gamba
Was it?
again.
Oh
Yeah,
no.
must Oh no!
A crash under caution. My goodness.
What just happened?
Oh look. No, it was.
It started. Yep. Hung Minigren went into the back of Franco Gamba.
That was so careless.
Why
Yeah,
didn't
yeah.
he retire his car when the incident first happened?
Brenner got a bit of a tap, but he's fine.
Yeah.
Clark
And
got
this time,
thoughts out.
Gomez, I think Patel was involved in it as well, but Gomez and Willows are the big losers at this. They're out.
Yeah.
Seems that they've got damage from that. Gomez, the winner from last season, will not defend his crown, so we will have a different winner.
Yeah.
Yep.
So we will have a third different name on the Indy 500 trophy.
Yeah, but who will it be? And it pains me to say it, but Franco Gamba should just retire this the car. It's just
He's actually out as well.
Yeah, he's now
yeah.
out.
He's retired.
because he was being a hazard pretty much on track at the moment. Sadly.
14 is out.
14 is out. That's
yeah.
oh, that's Patel. That's Patel.
He was involved in it as well. Remember?
Okay,
It
yeah.
was. Yeah.
Yeah.
Patel's out as well. So
My God.
only your left, Rob. So fly the
Yeah.
flag.
I'll be doing my best. Okay?
Yeah, the slow cars have been like absolutely terrible.
This
How many
was
Yeah.
cars we've got left
Out-
now, judging from the
out of
leaderboard?
these- Out of these cautions, we could have saved like 4 of them if the slow cars just behaved a little bit better.
How many cars we've got left now then?
I
judging
think
from
it's
the leaderboard?
19. It's 18
18, I
cars.
think. 18 cars left.
Just
so it's still
18
more
cars.
than last season. It's still more than last season.
Yeah. Last season in the second half of the race, we had we had it pretty clean. So I'm hoping it'll be the same this time around after this caution. I'm hoping,
We'll
of course.
have to wait and see, of course. But now this is the top 10. I believe this is the top 10. I believe yes, it is. Who is
It's
now
Wallinger
looking-
first with Soto in second. Then in third it's Will Parrish. Fourth place is the number 20 of Thomas Bennett. Where did he come from? He's back in this
Bennett's
fight as
back
well.
yeah, Bennett's back in the fight, and then it is number 19 of obviously I believe that's a Bobo, isn't it? That's 19.
It is.
And then it
They're
is
about adventure.
Campana,
No, Campana's sorry, not
Campana.
adventure.
Cristiane, and then it is well. Thank you, Yuri. But oh, there you go. Anyway, Cristiane in 7th, and then it is in the number 5 car who's in 8th position. Who's the number 5? That would be Christoph Beranek,
Beranek.
who's in.
Yeah, it is
He's
Beranek.
in 8th position. He caused a little incident earlier on, let's not forget. Adventure is in 9th, and then Ionescu rounds out the top 10.
Yeah.
So, start really. Luckily, well, Anderson is still there, but he hasn't been a bother. It's safe to say because he hasn't been that slow. It must be said. So
Yeah, he's been a good back marker.
on the good back markers. So
Anyway, watch for the lights. They might go out this time around.
to see as they're going to begin lap 114, and yes, they are.
Yeah, we'll go racing on lap 115.
We are getting close towards the end of the race. So
Well, we're still a long way away from it.
yeah, I know, but obviously we've had all these laps fly away very quickly.
Yeah,
in this
indeed.
episode. We've not quite got to the 2-hour mark yet, which is surprising.
That's about 10 minutes away because you need to remove the 5 minutes initially from the counter. So we've had about 1 minute 47 from this race.
I think we were around about 2 hours last time when we were around about this point because of the amount of cautions we had last season. But
Yeah. Anyway, I think the last caution last season was around lap 120, so hopefully it'll be clean all the way to the end, but who knows, we'll see.
it's 18, Flo, I believe. It's 18.
Yeah, 18 drivers left in this race.
So anyway,
And I must admit that crash under caution was incredibly clumsy.
yeah, and that's going around the corner. Yeah, and the Guin was involved in that incident, but I think he's still in the race. So I
Yeah,
think he's lucky
obviously
on
not
that
in the top
regard.
10, but
I don't think I saw him on the retirement list at least. Anyways, I think there's still an orange car in this race. So,
Yeah. Anyway, we're getting ready to get back racing again.
as they just come around the second to last turn, and they'll be approaching the
Is
final
the
turn.
screen alright for you too, by the way?
It's all right.
It's alright.
As they make their way through the final turn, we'll see the pace car peel to the left, which it does now.
Yeah.
And Nguyen is still in the race, as you can see. There's the orange car there, look.
That's good.
He's in 11th position, I believe.
Yeah, just behind your school.
As they go green.
Green and green, and we're racing once again. Wallinger leads from Josef Fredrik
Right, it
Suto.
said somebody was 3 laps down there, so I think we still
That's
got 19.
Olga, I think. Yeah.
Olga. Alright, so we still have 19, so Flo was right. I do apologise. But anyway, we're back underway. And
Yeah.
as you can see, Parrish not
And
able to get through on the back marker yet.
Nope.
As they now make their way towards the final 2 turns. Looks like Campana's under pressure from, I believe that's Chaos Shani who's trying to get by. As,
Watch for Anderson. He's trying to get a lap, that lap back on Josef Fredrik Suto, and this will help Parrish get through as well.
He gets through into second, does he? No, because he's still there. As now going down
Yeah,
the
but he'll be
straight.
massively compromised now. Parrish will take the position.
Oh, at the back where Griffiths is.
And that's P2 there for Parrish. And through, is that going to be Bennett who's going through
Yeah, it
now?
is.
Here's
Good effort
Bennett
from
up
the
in top
Welshman.
3.
And now
Bobo's
another
also trying to
Victor
get...
Bobo will make the move on Suto, I believe.
They'll now make their way
Yeah.
towards...
The top 10 all in the frame at the moment.
That's Anderson trying to unlap himself, trying to get on the same lap as these guys. So, and through he
Wallinger
goes
being
to-
forced wide. And this will help Parrish.
Yep, as they now come down the straight. And is Parrish going to get through? Does he have the overlap on him into the first turn? He's using Anderson as a bit of a guidance, and he goes through into the lead.
Yeah,
Is
he's got
Bennett
it, man.
also gonna
Bennett
go
should be
through?
able to jump into second. Yes, he does.
Does so. Parrish, for
Yes,
about the umpteenth time today, is back in the lead.
Yeah, quite nicely managed. Parrish has been a star today, I must admit.
He's been at around the top positions for all of the race. If he wins, he definitely deserves it.
Yeah, well said. I'm
Okay, now,
not
mate.
keeping track of how many laps each driver has led, but 100% for sure Parrish has led the most.
Yeah, you'd have to say that, that's for sure. Luckily, there's no
Yeah.
points in this, that's for sure. So
Yeah,
we don't
indeed.
need to bother about how many times
Anyway,
somebody
Parrish is going to try to put the lap on Anderson, as Wallinger's overtaken Bennett once again. Get himself back
Yeah,
up in
back
a second.
Parrish just lapped Anderson, so he's got through there. And now he's got a car between himself and Valdinger.
We
as
got a
well.
fight there. Ionesco's overtaken Suto for P9. Now Beranek is
Shot.
under pressure.
Yep.
Beranek has just been overtaken by Campana, as Bobo is going side by side with his compatriot Bennett. One from England, one from Wales. And through goes the Englishman.
The English Nigerian goes through into fourth, or does he? Because he's still sticking with him, but I think he should have the overlap into the first turn. Let's see. Yeah, he's got the overlap. Look, you can just see he's just about ahead of him. Look,
Yeah,
so
using the inside, easy pass there. And Victor Bobo has taken third.
fourth, I believe it is.
Fourth. Yeah, my bad.
I think it's fourth anyway. I could be wrong. No, I think he is third. Yeah.
Yeah,
It
it's
is
third, yeah.
I thought there was
Yeah,
someone
yeah.
else. I thought there was someone else in
Well,
between.
there was
Anderson and
Anderson, but you know
Valdinga.
about him. Now that
No, I was about to say, I
China's trying to
I
bounce at
thought-
Bennett.
I was about to say I thought there was someone in between Anderson and
Yeah, I get your
Valdinga,
joke,
but there
don't worry.
wasn't. And
Right,
so now coming out of that final turn, everybody staying single file from this group of cars at least anyway.
Yes,
And,
the entire top
I
10,
think-
we can see them all in the picture, plus Anderson. The perennial
Yeah.
backmarker of this race, I'm afraid.
Who's actually been a good backmarker, unlike the
Some
slow
others.
cars that we've seen today.
Uh,
Yes.
They that shall not be named.
We're not racing from the history books, Jesus Christ. We're not Chris Benoit in them. Anyway.
I'm
we
not
now
being mean
go-
to them, we're just messing around, you know. It happens, crashes happen, you can't always be angry at the people who do them. Anyway, Anderson unlaps himself, gets past Parrish.
As now they're going to make their way towards the first turn. This could help Valdinger if Anderson is being part of this, but at the moment Valdinger is sticking behind at the moment, and the door's left wide
Bobo's
open.
trying to get involved as well. Valdinger's already got past Parrish, and Bobo will get through too.
Valdinger now takes the lead of the race, and Bobo, who's also been around these places for a while as well, gets himself on the inside of Parrish and should easily get into P2. And that's Ko Shano in fourth position. He's got up from nowhere. He's in fourth place now. Is Ko Shano?
That's pretty damn impressive. He's had a quiet race, and it seems to have paid off so far. Doing a good job, the tie driver.
Shani now in this fight for the win, it must be said, as they come towards the final two turns.
Seems like
And,
Anderson's got a little bit of a gap. He's finally going to try to pull away now that he's back on the lead lap. And he'll be hoping for a caution to close that gap and get himself properly in the race again.
As long as the pace car don't pick him up, that's the thing. So,
Yeah.
it's now Bobo trying to look to the inside of Valdinger. Can't quite get it done at the moment. He's going to stick behind him. Parrish was looking to the outside at that point, and it's also bringing Ko Shane into that fight. As now here goes
Here goes
Bobo.
Bobo! He's got him already.
Remember, it's that final turn, Rob.
Yeah. Oh, he hasn't got him. My bad. I'm an idiot.
Yeah, as now Parrish looking, but can't get it done. Everybody's staying single file at this point. They're closing back in onto Anderson, so Anderson ain't able to break away from this lock at this point in time. Not ideal
Not
for
too
him. He
much.
wants to get back on the lead lap, and so we now go down the straight now. Then
We're looking
That's,
at Parrish. He's going for the attack on the Bobo.
he got the move, and he has up into second place goes Parrish.
Could this help try not get closer? Looks like he is gaining.
Still got a bit of a gap at the moment between the Bobo and Kershaw. He's not quite there in that fight just yet. As now look at Parrish. He's going for the lead again.
And yes, it's got him.
As there's a Bobo as well to get into second place.
So two of the usual suspects back where they've been for most of this race.
And Kershaw is now in that fight because he's right on the gearbox of Valdinger.
Yeah, indeed. Valdinger going high.
And he's
Ooh,
going for the
Kershaw very
move.
close.
Kershaw goes into third.
Is up in the third. Great job from him.
And so now they go into the straight now, then we go. And Kershaw now gets himself into the top three. Is he going to think about getting a move on a Bobo very soon? That's the question.
Well, looks like he'll be willing to bounce very shortly, but he's not close enough just yet, so he's going to have to wait. As looks like Anderson will be lapped again.
Into the final turn we go. Heading down the straight now then. As Parrish looks to try and pull a lap back on Anderson. But
No
if he's
blue
not
flags.
careful-
He's going to have to do it the hard way.
Up indeed. As currently fastest lap, still 24 at the moment, which is of course Valdinger. He's currently still holding on to that at this point in time.
Yeah.
As they now come out of that turn now then. As now heading down the straight as we start 126. Lap 126 at the moment.
Yeah,
As
indeed.
Now this corner now then, and Parrish still not able to lap Anderson at this point in time.
No, seems not. Meanwhile, it looks like Ionescu has dropped back from the top 9. So it's now pretty much a 9-car train instead, with Suto at the back of it.
As they now come towards the final 2 turns, as we are currently approaching the 7 p.m. BST mark, so we're getting very close. Not yet, but in about a few minutes we would have reached the 2-hour mark of this race.
Yeah.
It's now coming down this straight we go. It's now 7 o'clock where I am in the UK, 8 o'clock for most of Europe, and in the case of Yuri, it's 9 o'clock.
And for me as well.
And for Rob as well.
Sleep.
It's now into the corner. Is Parrish actually now going to pull a lap on Anderson? Let's see. Going to the inside.
Trying hard.
And I don't think he's quite got it done there then. So Anderson's going to stay in front for the moment. Or is he now? Because this
he's gone a little bit high. Parrish has gone now.
Parrish has got through now this time. So he's been able to get a lap on Anderson. And now puts a car between himself and a Bobo.
Yeah, indeed.
As now they start lap 127 of the race now then.
Yeah.
Parrish leading the way from Iboba, then it is Keo Shane, and then it is Valdinger in 4th position. It looks like there's gaps starting to form between the top 4 now. Not really close to each other at this point in time.
Yeah. So it seems.
It seems to have calmed down a little bit at this point in time. As
and if we're not getting any further cautions, the fuel strategy will play quite a role.
We could see some proper mandatory pit stops coming in a bit, as Anderson trying to unlap himself again at this point in time.
And some of these guys could be fueled a little bit heavier than the others.
Have to see, of course, and when people start coming in again, that is the question. As Anderson unlapping himself again, it looks like, and he does so this time, and it's brought Ibobo close to Parrish as a result.
Yeah. I'm hoping for my own sake that I feel more heavily because I've been losing pace to the currents in front.
Going into the final 2 turns, then we go.
Yeah.
And Ibobo on the back of Parrish. Could he try maybe a move on him into the first turn? We'll have to see, as they're about to start lap 130 of 200.
He might have a good shot here.
So I don't think he's close enough that time because Parrish is using Anderson's slipstream to get away from him just a little bit at this point in time.
Yeah, smart thinking.
So through the second turn we will go. Parrish trying to get through on Anderson there as Ibobo looking for any opportunity to pounce.
Seems the gaps are growing more and more from the rest of our top 10 between.
As you can see, look from Ionescu, look, he's starting to lose ground to the number 63, which is of course Jose Federic Suto.
Yeah, the gap is 3.5 seconds now.
Yeah, that final turn now then, is Parrish going to get by on Anderson? That is the question, and I don't think he will this time by.
Nope. People was sticking close to him, very close.
He's probably just biding his time at this point, is the British Nigerian, looking for any opportunity to pounce.
Yeah.
As now Parrish is going to try and lap Anderson this time by. He's trying to get alongside the Swede. But is Anderson going to be kind to him? That's the question.
Bobo seems to be going a little lower.
I think Parrish is going to get through again on Anderson, and he will.
Bobo's trying to squeeze in too. Let's get some more lap cars coming up soon.
Balance Olga, and that looks like Roman Quag as well, who is also going to get involved as well. So is that really? And it is Roman Quag as Parrish went through on Anderson, and so has Ibobo. Will Keo follow through in a little bit? That is the question.
It's a bit down to them.
It is at the moment, as these two will soon be approaching Zolga and Quag in a little bit.
Yeah.
And so now into the final 2 turns we will go. Looking it through the left. Now into the final corner we go. And Anderson looks like he's trying to unlap himself from Ibobo again, but didn't quite get the overlap on him like he wanted to.
Nope.
As Ibobo losing time now a bit to Parrish. And Parrish now actually comes up to this bit of traffic as he's going to try and dispose of Zolga.
Which he does easily.
So. Does
Ibobo goes through and Anderson should go through as well.
And now, as this is a question because Quag is one of Parrish's teammates. I think there's going to be a falling out at Penske here if they're not careful. And look
Ibobo
at that,
takes the lead.
Indeed, And but Anderson also, I think, is that a position he's actually gained from Quark? Because I'm not sure if they're on the same lap as each other. Both
think he
Anderson and
is.
Quark. And was it a
Anderson
position
is only
gain?
one lap down.
It says
so-
P16, and no, it wasn't. I don't think. 'Cause
Oh,
it says
my bad,
P16 for Anderson and P18
Right.
for Quark. So
right.
in fact, Quark's actually last in this race. Oddly enough, Zolga's actually in front of him. As meantime, that's KO Shani, who's actually in front of Parrish, so he's into second place.
How'd he get him? Interesting there. And let's see if he can go after a Bobo. Meanwhile, we got Benz Volliger moving a lot, trying to lap Roman Quag.
Yep, as Parrish puts a lap again on Anderson, going out of that second to last turn now. Then so KO
As
Shani
we've-
into
As we've passed the 3/3 mark in this race, only 1/3
now
to go.
coming up to Volker to lap. So they should be disposing of him very soon. And,
Yes, indeed.
Going to the first turn now then. Can a Bobo just get by on Volker? He can do. His Parrish is now getting back on KO Shane for P2, and he has done
Easily.
indeed. And he's
on
also lapped
Volker.
Volker, and he's lapped Volker at the same time.
This could
And
be a great
looks like-
opportunity to gain on the Bobo.
indeed, I don't know if that's Anderson lapping Volker or that's him getting back at him, because we did see him pass him earlier on in the race. And was that a position game, Yuri? Because it's a bit blurry on our end.
I think he gained the position.
Okay. Okay, so that was a position gain. So he did get him back. As now Parrish is back on Bobo.
And I'll be right back. I'm exiting the call tray to fix something on my end.
Right. Ionescu sorts that out. Parrish on the inside, and he gets the lead off of Bobo as Anderson also
Yeah.
unlaps himself there. So Parrish now back in the lead of the race.
Yeah, indeed he is.
As we're on lap 136 of 200 now. Then Anderson trying to unlap himself. That was close between Kershani and Bobo, and
Yeah.
making their way through the turns now. Then. And as Kershani got the move done on Bobo, that's the question: is they're going to go side by side down this pit straight? As Anderson trying to unlap himself on Parrish. Has he got it done? And yes, he has. As Kershani has got second from Bobo, has he? Yes, he has. Kershani.
He would
or
take
can
the
he
lead
actually
right
take the
now.
lead? He could, but I think Parrish has got
Not
it
close
covered
enough
for the
just
moment.
yet.
Parrish has got that covered just for the moment now. Then,
Yeah.
as they make their way on the straight now, then as Vujiukas is trying to not Vujiukas, he's out of the race. That's Valdingo. It began with V. He's trying to get back into that fight.
Yeah, close enough.
I suppose. Anyway, as he now come out of that final turn now, then as they're all trying to lap Anderson again. Parrish needs to get by him because, of course, he's got Kershani right behind him. And if I was Kershani, I wouldn't get behind Anderson because it could hold him up, and he doesn't do so. Now he's free to attack Parrish. Could he get him into turn 2, perhaps? No,
not
Parrish
quite.
covers it
He'll
off.
have a chance in towards 3. I'm guessing.
Have to see, of course, as now
Got a
they
fight
head
behind
to-
as well for 4th. Campana is defending from some guys behind him.
Well, they consist of, well, he's in 5th, isn't he? That would consist of the number 20, which is, of course, Bennett, the number 5 car of Beranek, and I would presume the number 63 is involved, which would be Suto. So, and it also involves Adventure as well, just seen there as well.
Yeah, indeed.
From the background there. Anyway,
Oh, then
Anderson trying to
Anderson
unlap
trying
him
Trying to get past out China.
as they now make their way towards the final turn. And Kershani losing a bit of time now to Parrish. And
Yeah,
they
just
now,
little.
as they'll come towards the final 2 turns, as Anderson, can he unlap himself this time? I think he will do. Because he
Yeah,
is
this could help
alongside
Bobo
him.
get through.
It does. And Bobo, I think, has got the move. I don't think he even needs to wait for turn 1. He's side by side with him, but I think he might have the overlap
Yeah.
on him into the first turn.
Yeah, indeed. Meanwhile, Campana is being passed by Bennett.
For P5 that will be, as we're on lap 140 now of 200, and there goes Bobo into second place, and will Valdinger, who currently holds the fastest lap, get by on KO Shane?
You can try. You know, the screen still appears to be blurry.
For me now, but I can tell you for a fact now, because of everything that's going on, Paris has now got quite a decent lead in front of Bobo at this
Yeah.
point in time. So we go through into the
Yeah,
section of
Anderson has
corners
helped him quite nicely.
as they now make their way down the straight. And Anderson trying to unlap himself. Meanwhile, look at this
Look at this
group.
fight. It's quite huge.
As we now have a look at this group now. Then Berenek on the inside of Bennett and takes the position off him, and so does Adventure as well.
Yeah,
and
indeed.
that's
Running very
Clark.
close to Baranek.
That's Campana, by the way. Clark, I think, is outside the top 10, isn't he? He hasn't got quite back into that top 10 yet.
Yeah.
As they'll now make their way towards the final 2 turns, and there goes Adventure on Berenek. Can he get the move done? And he's trying to stay alongside him at this point.
Baranek goes very high.
At the final turn we go now then. The leaders are on lap 142 now.
Yeah.
They'll be on 142 now. They're on. As Keoshani still under pressure from Valdinger at this
And
point.
Parrish's advantage has vanished.
Takashi got to Clark as well.
Yeah,
Clark
put a
is
lap
actually
on him.
being lapped. Well, a shame for
Yeah.
Clark, it must be said. He was near these guys earlier, but unfortunately, could this actually be a position gain now then for Anderson? That's the question.
It's
I
definitely
think
possible.
so.
It is.
Yeah.
Clark's in 15th, Anderson 16th, so that is a battle for position there as they make their
Yeah.
way through the final turn. And Parrish trying to lap himself again and try and put a buffer between himself and a Bobo yet again. And so far,
Trying hard.
Parrish is definitely so far this way. He's used the traffic to his advantage as Chaos Shane goes by on a Bobo again for second place.
Yeah, indeed. Some good racing
That's,
there.
So far, keeping it clean with the 2 back markers of Clark and Anderson, who are fighting for 15th. And all 4 of them are going to get through now because Valdinger's in this group as well.
Finally getting closer to the free in front of him.
Yep, as they now make their way through the final turns now then. And is Anderson going to try and get Clark? That's the question, as Valdinger's still alongside Clark at the moment, still
Anderson's
trying to lap
right
him.
behind him.
And Anderson going to the inside, he's switching to the inside of Clark, and that's a position gain for Anderson, I believe.
Indeed it is.
So now going around the corners, that's Anderson unlapping himself there, but now we've got these 3 battling for the lead.
Yeah, we do. This should be quite entertaining.
Is
If
KO
I'm
Shani
behind-
Shani hasn't taken the lead yet in this race. The other 2 have, of course, so it's very interesting to see if KO Shani is able to grab the lead in this race.
Indeed so. And we'll be
Now-
waiting for the pit stop phases as well. But we're just gonna have to wait a little longer for those.
Well, they haven't happened yet, as now they come round. Corners. That could actually help, Anderson as well, because he is only a lap down from these guys, I believe.
Yeah.
So could help him get back on the lead lap once these guys pit. But then again, he'll have to pit as well, so it probably will ruin it for him. So
Yeah, perhaps.
Yeah.
that's that. So heading around these final 2 turns now. Then a Bobo.
Very close to back of Georgia, not trying to
Quite
defend.
Not quite able to make the move just yet. Coming out of the final turn we go. And they're now approaching lap 146 of 200 now in this race.
Yeah.
This first turn we go. Can Bobo get through now on KO Shani? He can't quite just yet. And all this is definitely helping Parrish at the moment.
Indeed it is.
They now make the way down the straight now then. And as they'll come towards the last 2 turns on the racetrack. And Bobo, he's actually getting underneath him, I think.
You could have him in towards turn 4 if he has the grip.
Have to see, coming around that final turn. And I think he might have the overlap on him going into the first turn. Let's see.
Not yet. Anderson could get involved there too.
Yep, as they'll make their way towards the first corner now then. Bobo on the inside, I think this could be P2. And it is, as Anderson unlaps himself on KO Shane.
Yeah, he does. And he could be going after a Bobo now too.
As they come out of that turn now then. And Valdinger trying to get back at KO Shani if he can. They'll soon be approaching the final 2 turns, but we'll soon be reaching the
Here goes
three-quarter
Anderson.
distance.
Very close to Bobo. And yes, Joe. We're very close to that distance.
We'll soon be completing, if my maths is correct, we would have done 375 miles? If my maths are correct? I
Yeah,
think it's
they are.
375 miles.
They are correct.
Once they reach that 150 mark, that is, through the first turn we go. This has been the longest we've gone without a pace car, knock on wood. But, anywho.
Well, we
as,
saw what happened last season. We didn't have any cautions for the latter third of the race.
Catching up to
the
Evan
third.
Byrne. Yeah.
A shame for him, really, because earlier on in the race he was at the front, but now he could be finding himself a lap down.
Yeah, sadly.
Now they come around the final turn now then, on the track. As meantime, Valdinger's got by an Ibobo, I believe, and as is Keoshane. Is that Ibobo? Ibobo's up to fourth
is,
as
yeah.
a result. Yeah,
Parrish
so
has increased his lead. It's almost a second now.
Ibobo trying to stick with Valdinger, but Valdinger has got that third place off him. So Keoshane back up into second place.
Yeah. Maybe, just maybe, tire wear could be kicking in soon.
Indeed, as we are on lap 149 now, and on the next lap we'll be at the 3/4 distance.
Yep.
Coming out of that final 2 turns now, then we go.
But we're trying to get her back speed as Parrish is about to lap Byrne.
Very soon he will, as we now have reached the 3/4 distance. We've done 375 miles.
Yep, indeed. Only 125 to go. And Parrish has put a lap on Byrne. Anderson will try to pass him for position, which he does.
So that's another position game for Anderson. I believe that is for position anyway. But
Sticking with the leaders has helped him out.
It will be for position. I think it will update itself once we start the next lap, but that will be for
indeed.
P14.
Yeah.
So we now go towards these next section of corners. And so now heading towards the final turn we go. You can see how much of it, as I said a little bit earlier, Parrish definitely using the traffic to his advantage at this point in time.
Yeah, managing it very well, I must admit.
And so now they head towards the first turn. As Valdinger's now going to put a lap on Byrne, and Ibobo should follow suit as well, which he will do. And
engine failure!
Problem. He has a
Ibobo's engine
problem.
is blown! Oh my goodness me, and is this gonna be a caution or will he make it safely?
I have to say, it's still green flag at the moment. He's pulling off. He's being safe, which is good to see.
Oh my
Will that
goodness, that
require
was
a caution?
sudden.
That is the question.
Victor Bobo's race will come to an unfortunate end. He was once again firing up there at the front, showing he's one of the best in the business, but his engine gave up on him sadly, and this is heartbreak.
Yeah.
He was
What a
so
shame
close
for
to
him.
winning last season, and this season once again he is denied, this time for no fault of his own whatsoever.
Pulled off to the side. Will that require a caution? That's the question. We need to see from the traffic lights if there is a yellow light on. I haven't seen the yellow light, so I think we might be okay. We'll have to see. Looking on the
Caution.
side.
Ooh, yeah, there's a caution.
There's
We have a caution!
yeah.
And this
It's,
is- this
it's
is-
for
this-
Ibobo.
Yeah, this could be
Yeah,
great
Bobo.
news from the cars who are dropping back a little bit earlier.
So we're now down to, I think it is 18 cars now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because we did.
Seven-
Yeah.
18, yeah. And everyone who isn't a lap down will be getting back close to these guys.
So
Such as the 66 or the 52.
Oh, that
Coming
is
back
it
by a lot.
Anderson?
What?
Yeah, it is. It is. He's unlocked himself. Yeah, that's good for
Exactly.
him. Yeah.
Yeah, he has.
yeah, I think, will he be allowed to get by this pace car?
He will, and then the
Yes,
pace
he
car will
will.
pick up
Yeah.
the
He will
leaders.
be-
So Anderson finally
We're
getting
back on the
himself back
lead
in the
lap.
race.
He
It's the
finally.
caution he needed.
That's
Yeah,
big
thank
for
you.
Anderson.
Yeah,
Yeah.
indeed.
Because
Julius
we
Anderson.
have seen Anderson's pace in this race. If he's able to, well, it's a bit of a tight window, but if he's able to carve his way through the field and
He
maybe
could
get
be able
another
to win
caution
it.
involved, if he can get another caution involved, he could be near those guys. So that is a big relief for Julius Anderson.
Yeah, Anderson's race has gone from good to bad, and now to good again.
As I say that, the caution has got in front of him again.
Yeah. Oh, it has.
Oh wait. Yeah, yeah.
What's happened there?
What happened there?
Holy cow.
It's because of Parrish. It's because of Parrish.
He just slowed down, and the pace car went through him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it did.
So
Now there's all kinds of chaos.
Yeah,
now
everyone's
we're
gonna
going
pit.
into the pit.
Loads of cars coming
Apart
in,
from the lap
but not
first.
Byrne or Anderson.
Yep.
The back marker's not coming in.
Yep, that's about, how many back markers is that? That's 6,
Ooh.
isn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
Back markers, that's included. So they're in a little fight of their own.
Yeah, you
And
can see that.
but these guys, I wonder if they will pit next lap. Then that is the question. As they're all diving in, these guys.
Well, they're not gonna have
Right.
much fuel left in their tanks. They're gonna have to box sooner or later.
Yep. And who's going to be first out of pit road? I would imagine it would all stay the same, but let's see. And see now then as they all get a change of tyres and a top of a fuel.
Meanwhile,
And,
this caution, for my own sake, it's really good because I was dropping back quite a lot, but now I'll be right back in the mix. So hopefully I
Parrish
can
is
get
going
some
to lead
places.
them out again.
Yeah, Parrish
leads them out
continues to
again.
lead. Chachinat is in second, Valdinger is in third, and I think Adventure could be in fifth. Yeah,
Yes, he will. He's got out in front of Campana. He's got out in front of Campana. Suto in fourth position.
Ibobo's retirement cause has been classified as a header failure.
Header? Interesting. It's
guess.
such a shame for Victor, I must say. It's gutting.
Yeah, indeed. He was looking in contention for that win, but unfortunately, a mechanical failure robs him of a chance.
Yeah. And a good point raised in the chat. Will these have been the last stops? Can everyone go to the end? Like this?
Maybe not. But we'll see.
Well, since the previous caution, they've all done one stint. And obviously the way until the end, it's a little longer than that. So maybe, but there's a possibility that they won't make it. So they might have to pit again. I'm not sure.
We'll say that is the longest distance between pace cars, so that's good to see.
Yeah, indeed.
As those
Yeah,
guys
the
are
back
going
markers
to
will pull into the pits.
so
Yeah, they
Parrish
led
will-
by Anderson.
all led by Anderson. They're owning their little own race, really. So it's only these 13 then who are fighting for a top 10
So I'm
position
afraid
on the-
Anderson won't be squabbling with the leaders anymore.
And so that's that really. As
So is
across
this
the
group
line,
is these guys who are gonna be in the mix from the win? And how many people is that? I'm trying to count. 3, 6,
12
9,
cars.
12 or 12.
Yep, 12.
right. So yeah, 12 cars in that group then, fighting for the top 10 places. As they've all crossed the line, and this is the new top 10, as you can see. We've got
Yeah, it's Will Parrish first ahead of Funcciano Chaichonat. Then Benz Wallinger is in third, and behind him is Joseph Frederick Suto. In fifth, then we have the 32 of Daniel Adventure and the 032 behind of Lin Campana. In seventh is the number 5 of that is Christoph Bernek, followed by Robert Ionescu in P8. The number 66 of Juan Nguyen is in ninth, and then the number 10 in P10.
Yeah, in class. Big 11th is Jamie Griffiths as well. Griffiths without a rear wing, by the way, and 12th is number 20.
Bathroom break for me, so I'll be right back.
is Bennett.
Yeah, Thomas Bennett. Yeah.
So the two Welshmen 11th and 12th.
Give credit to Griffiths. He could actually finish in the top 10 without a rear wing.
I think it'd be only the.
An absolute leap house way.
I'm right in saying that he finished in the top 10 the previous 2 years as well, Jamie Griffiths.
This will be the luckiest one.
He's currently outside of it, so we'll have to wait and see.
What if he wins without the rear wing?
That's
Then it's yeah.
as I think the back markers may have caught up to these guys now.
Yeah.
As,
Get ready to race it
on the back.
on lap. Well, yeah.
As the lights are still on, I would imagine they will go off on this next lap.
Yeah.
Punching up at this point, and we should see the lights go off on this lap. Hopefully,
Yeah,
this will
and
be
I'm
the last.
back.
Hopefully, this will be the last pace car. That's the thing.
Yeah, hopefully so. And it should be a straight fight, 12-way battle for the win till the checkered flag.
The lights are off on the pace car, so it is coming in this lap.
Yeah, hopefully for the last time today.
As we go through the left-hander, 18 cars remain, so that's 8 more than last season. So hopefully it
And
stays that
12 on the lead lap, of course.
way. Of course.
Yes.
3 of them a lap down, 2 of them 2 laps down, and then the other one being 4 laps down, the 77, which is of course
And Zolga.
Zolga, yeah. I think he's just trying to get to the finish at this point. So,
Yeah, safely said. He'll be driving just more conservatively. He's not racing anybody, and he just wants to finish.
Yeah. So they've just come out of turn 2, and everybody's obviously bunched up, getting ready to go for what will hopefully be to the finish. Let's keep our fingers crossed on that one.
Yeah, it'll be a very interesting fight. So, guys, who's your money on? Who's gonna win this race? Assuming this is the last caution.
Well, I'm going to say Parrish, to be honest. He's been very consistent.
I'm not gonna say anybody because I don't want to jinx anybody, but Parrish is looking good at the moment.
Yeah.
If you're wondering, hello, Balint. Obviously, the commentators are myself, Joseph Willows, Robert Ionescu, and Rahul Patel.
Yep, that's right.
Just so you know. But anyway, we're approaching the final corner. The pace car will peel in, and we'll get set to go green again.
Yeah, for the 7th and hopefully last time, the pace car will pull in. We'll go back to green.
Somebody had a siren in the background there. As the pace car now peels in, and we wait for the flag to drop green.
44 laps of racing are gonna remain. Are you ready, guys? In 3, 2, 1, and we're green, green, green at the speedway.
Perfect timing there. Perfect timing there, Rob.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks.
As now they go towards the first turn there. As
Adventure already going for the inside. I wasn't close enough to the Slovak.
It was a great restart from Parrish, it must be said. He's got a gap between himself and Ko Shane.
Yeah, very well managed. Campana getting very close to back of Adventure.
As he's trying to get alongside Adventure now, then going down towards last two turns. Ko Shane trying to close in on Parrish, as you can see. As the meantime, Valdinga going very wide through into that turn there.
Yeah,
but Suto not able to take full advantage of that. Ko Shane getting underneath. He hasn't led the race so far. Is this going to be time for Ko Shane to take the lead? Let's find out.
Very close.
As he's going side by side with the American, can the Thai driver take the lead going into the first turn? Ko Shane on the inside. Can he take the lead for the first time today?
Parrish trying his best to hold on. China is in the lead.
For the first time today.
Now look at this. You got to fight. Valinger dropping places.
As he is, yeah. As Adventure and Campana got by him there. Baranek and Ionescu
are trying to slipstream him as well.
Yeah.
Make your way through the final two turns. Adventure now getting onto the inside of Suto if he can, but can't quite get it done there. As they go through the fourth turn. Parrish not giving up yet on Ko Shane. So now, either way down this straight now then. As let's see what is going to happen here then. As meantime now then.
The top 8 are in a group of their own. Meanwhile, Campana is trying to move on Adventure. Can he get past him towards 1? Looks like he might have him, yes, already. But they're still side by side. Campana will have the inside going low. He's gone past him. Can Valinger get past the pole? Up next.
Baranek do the same as well because he's right in that fight as well. As meantime, Parrish back on the gear.
Yeah, Parrish very close to Chow China, but he'll stay put for now. Now Valinger trying hard to get Adventure.
And let's not remember, of course, this last corner has a lot of grip around the outside, so they're going to remain side by side.
Meanwhile, got a fight behind, close against Nguyen. Nguyen holds on for the time being. But can Parrish take back the lead? Not into 1. He'll have a great chance to do it. Yes, he can.
Back into the lead, the race goes Parrish. Can Suto follow through? I don't think he can. Valdinga getting in front of Adventure there. As now we've got Suto now on the inside of Ko Shane. Is this going to be P2 for the Slovakian?
And Campana trying to follow through. So one of them passes Chow China. Both the other will as well. Suto is through, and I will expect Campana to make the jump out into 3rd place. But there's a lot of grip on the outside, which Chow China can use to his advantage.
Anderson's been able to unlap himself from Hung Min Nguyen, and he's right at the back of Bennett. They're still side by side as well.
Yeah, look at this fight. Quite entertaining as Suto is up into 2nd.
And Campana's up into 3rd. Is Adventure and Baranek going to follow through? Because Valding is being swamped at the moment, as you can see.
Yeah, he's being passed by Ionescu, I think. He's going side by side with the Hungarian. He's got
also lost the place to Baranek as well. Let's not forget. Yeah. Campana could get 2nd from Suto here.
Which he does. The American crowd is cheering. It's a 1-2 for the Americans again.
Adventure going through as well. Is Baranek also going to go through as well into 4th?
Yeah, I think Ionescu is trying to go on Chow China.
As they make their way down the straight now then, as meantime Anderson trying to... Is he unlapping himself there on Bennett?
Yeah, he must be, yeah.
Got him.
Yeah, he's got him.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Ko Shane just going backwards. He's just being swamped
almost
at
touching with Baranek, and now Ionescu is trying to squeeze through as well. Baranek will grab the position shortly, and Ionescu goes through too. Can Valinger take advantage?
He's going to try to anyway, but Ko Shane from the lead looks like he's going to drop all the way down into 8th position.
Yeah. Shows how quickly the 500 can change things. And now we got a fight between the Yanks. It's Campana against Parrish.
Yeah, as they go through the last turn now then, which American is going to be at the lead after the end of this lap? Let's see. as they go down the straight. Parish is still going to hold on as we start lap 163 now then.
Yeah.
Ionescu's in the top 5, I must mention as well. So at the moment,
after that caution,
at the moment, Ionescu will punch his ticket into next season's Indy 500. As
Good.
now going out of the second turn, now there we go.
Campana not trying anything yet, but he could try something towards free. No, he's staying put behind. We've seen him do that before. He's being very tactical. Maybe trying to force Parrish into the slightest of errors so he could benefit from it.
Yeah, the final turn now then. Campana's on the inside. Can he possibly get him into turn 1? He's got the overlap, I think. He might be able to grab the lead here.
He's having a great chance. Let's see if he can do it.
On the inside,
yes, he can!
Campana leads. Is Suto and Adventure going to follow as well? Yes, they are.
Suto can come for the lead right now if he can get past Campana down the inside. Yes!
Suto grabbing the lead now then, and Adventure also following through as they go down towards turn 3 on the track.
And Campana's lead didn't last long, I'm afraid.
Only lasts very briefly there, but now Suto taking the lead. The Formula E
Ionescu is overtaking Parrish for 4th place.
Yep, and Ionescu's now got
grip.
himself into this fight as well. And
Yeah.
he's also my prediction, might I add, earlier on in the race, before I changed it to Parrish. But
I'm not allowed to predict myself, so I'll just see what happens.
Shani, though, getting back at Ionescu because he lost a place there to Parrish.
And I think Beranek will try to get past him as well.
So Ionescu now
Baldinger, not Beranek.
off to the swamp in. As Campana back up to 2nd, is Parrish also going to get back into 3rd? And luckily Zolga's on the opposite side of the track, so we won't be getting anywhere near him for the moment. So as they now come around,
Suto's trying to increase his lead.
Around the final corner and onto the straight we will go now then.
Meanwhile, Ionescu still behind Baldinger, was able to get past him towards 4.
So we're on lap 166 now. The race, Suto leading the way from Campana and Parrish and Adventure and KO Shane. These top 5 grouped together as it looks like Valdinger and Ionescu are in the scrap of their own for 6th, and even Beranek as well getting himself involved.
Yeah, but these guys are still very close, so don't rule any of those 3 out. It's an 8-way fight to the finish. Now that Campana can take back the lead from Suto, so goes very high. This will be to Campana's benefit. And look at Chow Chai not behind.
It's going to be close.
Fresh is trying to go for 2nd.
Relax, Ray Hull. Anyway, they now come down this. I think Campana's got it because he's got the overlap on Suto, sorry, and he's going to go through. Parrish also going to go through as well. He's KO Shane as well.
Yeah, well, Parrish should take the lead from Campana towards 2. No, not close enough. Though on the exit, maybe.
Campana staying in the lead for a little bit longer, but it still might not be enough to hold it on for an entire lap. As there goes Parrish, he's going to get back into the lead. He is indeed.
Meanwhile, Suto is getting swarmed. He's been passed by Ionescu.
Yep, indeed, as they now make their way through the final turn.
Campana goes high.
Yep, this is very close between all these guys in these remaining laps. As
we had a 3-way fight for the win last time out, which lasted very long. And that was damn entertaining. Now I got an 8-way fight, which I think this 500 could be even better yet than the last one.
At the moment, yes indeed.
Yeah.
Coming out of turn 2 now then, heading down the straight, as all of them now getting into a bit of a train at this point in time. KO Shane just hanging back on Parrish at the moment.
Parrish has had some very solid defensive driving though, so he knows how to lead from the front.
Around the final turn, KO Shane trying to get onto the gearbox now of Parrish. He may try and get him into turn 1 and take the lead again. Let's see. They now make their way towards the first turn. Has he got the move done? And no, Parrish is going to hang it around the outside for the moment.
Very close to touch it, but he's got him. Nice and clean. Ionescu's climbed up into 4th. He's past Valdinger, who's been passed by Adventure as well. And Suto.
KO Shane now in the lead. Ionescu into 4th. Could get 3rd here from Campana if he's able to get onto the inside in the Borsec Dacia racing car.
He's trying to pass his 2 half compatriots of Campana and Parrish. But Suto is getting involved there as well. Look at this.
Another turn we go now then. And Adventure also involved in this scrap as well. As meantime, these two, if those two keep fighting, they might break away a little bit. But it looks like Campana wants to stick with him. Campana trying to get away from that group that's fighting.
Ionescu gets thrown Adventure very close there. And Valdinger is trying to follow through.
Valdinger also trying to get Ionescu at the same time coming out the exit.
Gonna get him on exit, but have a good run in towards free.
Down the straight now, then we go. We're on lap 170 now of the race, 30 to go after this. So we're getting close to the end of the race,
and you guys, not just you, but also the people in the chat, how'd you like this race so far? Be sure to let us know.
Heading down the straight now, then Parrish back on the inside of Shane, but I don't think he's got the overlap. He's going to tuck back into the slipstream.
Campana going to go for turn 2, but I don't think he might be able to do it with Campana attacking him. Breathing down his neck.
At the first corner we go, into the second corner now then. As now, trying to get as close to the wall as possible on the exit there then. As side by side, you can see there between Adventure and Valdinger for 5th place. Trying to get into that top 5 echelon to punch their ticket into 2020.
Yeah, meanwhile, it looks like Ionescu has pulled away a little bit from these guys. He's trying to get onto the leaning free.
Meantime, Campana on the inside of Parrish. This could be the move for turn 1 as they're going to go side by side. But it looks like Parrish
Anderson is in front of his own. He's still a lap down, of course.
Indeed, but he's broke away from the rest of the guys who are a lap down. Parrish still able to fend off from Campana, but he's brung Ionescu into that fight.
Yeah, not close enough to pounce here, but he's trying very hard to slipstream from the other 2 Americans.
Indeed, as they now head their way down towards turn 3, the 2.5 Americans trying to close back in on Shani if they can, as now through the final 2 turns, Campana still not able to get by on Parrish at this point.
Seems safe for the moment, but he doesn't have the slipstream of anyone. And look at this, he might have some slipstream soon because there's a back marker they're catching on to. And is that Bunny Zolga?
Is Zolga they're catching up to? Took him a while to catch up to him, but they have been able to now. As now Campana again looking to the inside, but again Parrish fends him off. But could Campana maybe? Yeah. No, he wasn't able to get alongside the turn. As now they're back on the prowl.
China is getting slowed down. They should be able to get past Zolga into here.
But we'll have to wait and see because
Parrish and Ionescu appear to be going for the outside.
Oh, it's just Parrish. It's just Parrish.
Parrish will lose 1 place.
Could be 2 because Ionescu's on the inside and he's dropped to
2,
4.
Yes. Maybe even 3 with Valdinger coming through.
Shani's got a little bit of breathing space, not too much on Campana, but Parrish has lost a couple of positions as a result. Valdinger not able to get Parrish that time by.
Yeah, so it seems. Now then, Ionescu is completely revitalized after his caution. Before, in the previous stint, he had absolutely no pace. He was dropping back so much, but now he's right in the fight with Campana and Chow China. And let's not forget the others: Parrish, Valdinger, Suto, and the other 3 behind in the fight as well.
Campana back on the gearbox of Shane, so the battle for the league resumes.
What do you think of this battle, Rahul?
Yeah, really intense, and it could go all the way.
Yeah, indeed.
On the final turn we go.
Ionescu sitting patiently behind the slipstream, waiting to see what Campana's gonna do.
As Parrish still sticking with them as well. As we're getting some very interesting shots. We look at the helicopter cam from this battle at the moment. Ionescu closing back in now on Campana. You can just about see there.
Yeah, but I don't think he's gonna attack him just yet. He's gonna try to wait for Campana to make a move.
As
and Campana is getting closer to Chow China. It's indisputable.
Just basically Carwits between these 3 now. As we are back onto the spectator cam, I believe that is. As we got.
It's a game of chess at 220 miles an hour.
As now coming down the straight now then is Campana going to try and line up Shani for the first turn. He's going to hang back for the moment.
Not close enough, but 2 might be the magic ticket.
Lap 176 we're now on, 24 after this. As so
we're 7/8 through this race. So we're getting very close to the end.
Indeed we are, as they come down towards the final 2 turns on the track now. Then Campana just sticking with him, just waiting for the perfect opportunity, trying to time it perfectly for when he can overtake Shani. Just thinking tactically at this point.
He has to make it quick and decisive. He doesn't want to scrub speed and lose time to Ionescu, and Parrish chasing behind.
Indeed, but Parrish starting to get back into Ionescu. Clearly wants to get into that podium places if he can. As
Joseph Suto is trying to hang on to these guys, but appears it's on the back foot just a little bit at the moment.
Around the final turn now, then not the final turn, turn 2 now. Then as in fact he might have the inside to turn 3.
And they're catching some traffic. Volker and Clark.
Yep. Two former top class drivers they're coming up to.
And current GTM drivers.
and current DTM drivers, a current top class driver at the moment, though, is fighting for the overall win here at the Indy 500. That being Lean Campana, of course.
As is a current DTM driver, that being myself.
And Keo Shani, of course, is in Formula E at the moment, so currently flying the flag for the Formula E drivers at this point.
Yeah.
As now,
and also, Parrish is in DTM too.
So 2 chances for DTM to try and get a win here at the moment. As 1 chance for the top class and 1 chance for Formula E at this point in time. Unless Suter can get back in, then there's 2 chances for Formula E there. As Quarg and Volker currently fighting for themselves. But
if Volker
looks like
and Adventure could get into this fight, then GP2 will have 2 shots at it as well.
As Quarg trying to have a go at Volker's now. Look at Campana.
This is the move for Campana.
Let's have a look as they come out of the final turn. Has he got the lead off of Keo Shani? Shannon's on the outside. That's bad news for him, unless he's already got by on Quark, which he has done.
Yes.
Him. He's got a car between himself and Campana, so Keo Shani just that one. Keo Shani just that one to perfection.
Quark gets Volker now, and Campana will try to squeeze through, and this will be impeded. He'll be passed by Parrish and Suto.
He's stuck behind Volker at this point in time. His fellow DTM compatriot, I guess. We'll say that as now. Going into the final turns as Parrish gets by on Campana.
And
Campana's getting through. Look. Campana's getting
coming through as well. Yeah, Campana losing place after place. And Chachana is pulling away.
Got a bit of a gap, but I'm pretty sure that these guys will try and help each other to close back in on Keo Shani as we start lap 180.
Very strong.
20 to go.
May be comfortable for now, but he will be under pressure. 90% of this race is done. Now we're getting very close to that final 10%, the decisive one. Especially defending from Suto, making his way through. Side by side, they're still there.
Suto get P2 from Parrish now then, as they all also have to work together to try and catch back up to Keo Shani if they can. As now...
Suto is through, and Ionescu could be trying to follow through as well.
Which he does do, I think. And yes, he does.
A little bit too close to back of Suto, but I think he's got Parrish. Side by side, actually, but he'll have the inside.
See if he can get the overlap though into
now
the
China's
first
lead has been reduced a little bit.
And Ionescu, I think, is going to get Parrish on the inside, and yes, he has.
Yes, got him. Valgar tried to squeeze in as well and make a move on Will Parrish. Can he do it? Yes, he can, and Campana can squeeze through as well. Let's see. 20 laps to go.
Venture also getting himself involved as well.
Yeah, indeed.
Venture, of course, flying the flag for GP2.
It's the final 50 miles.
As they now make their way through these section of corners into the final turn we go. And as you can see, Suto definitely gaining it. The 2 drivers from Formula E, so I'm definitely cheering them on because they are my series. So,
Aldinger are under pressure, but he's been able to hold off Campana for now.
As now they come around.
It looks like Campana might get him now for 4th. Yes, he has got him.
Campana's in 4th. Campana's in 4th position. As Parrish is 5th, as Adventure on the inside of Aldinger now.
He's trying to pass his GP2 compatriot, shall we say, and let's see if he can make it in towards turn 3. Meanwhile, Ionescu is getting very close to back of Suto.
And so going on, hello Bruno DeBaus, who's now in the stream chat.
Hey Bruno, how are you doing there? Good to see you. Hope you're enjoying the race.
So now, meantime, as you can see, Valdinger still holds on to the fastest lap at the moment. So he's held on to that for quite a while, it must be said.
Yeah, I don't think it could change until the end. We'll see.
We'll have to see, of course, as Suto closing in now on Keo Shani, as Mitan Campana is getting back onto Ionescu.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Anderson has got up to Beranek to try and lap himself.
Well, that's his teammate, of course, so I don't know if Beranek is going to be that kind to him. We'll have to wait and see. Now,
I don't know either.
As they now go around the final turn now then, Campana in the gearbox there, then Ionescu might try and move for 3rd place, we'll have to see.
I think he'll get him in towards turn 2. Not close enough to make a move into 1, but it could bounce into 2 if Ionescu goes a little bit high.
At the moment, he's sticking behind him at this point in time. Suto trying to get as much toe as he can on Keo Shani at this point in time. As
Ionescu
now
keeps him behind, but Campana will go side by side. Or no, not quite, he's still tucking behind.
As he's still tucking behind, probably waiting for a perfect opportunity to get him.
Maybe he's just using him to get closer to Suto. No, he's just gonna pass him right now.
Up into 3rd place now goes Campana, so he's now in the top 3.
He needs to get back in the slipstream ASAP to avoid being vulnerable to Parrish, and it looks like he's gone into a slipstream again. Now then, 16 laps to go.
as we now go through the first turn now then, as it looks like Suto's still not able to get onto the gearbox here. Keoshani just managing the gap at this point in time.
Yeah,
Who
I won't be
knows
able to
really
do
if
that forever.
whether Suto will be able to turn up the taps in these remaining laps, we'll have to see.
He's definitely thinking of it. He's being
Campana,
judicious.
though, meanwhile, look at this.
He's flying right now.
Be aware of Campana at this point in time. That's not
Yeah, and it
ruling
looks
out.
like Ionescu and Pash are trying to follow through on him. Catch back up to him.
Paris, though, looks like he might be trying to overtake Ionescu in a little bit. We'll have to see.
Yeah,
He's now through
15
the
to go.
As there goes Parrish on the inside of Ionescu. Has he got the move? And yes, he
He
has.
went really high and he's been overtaken. And he's gonna
It's a
slipstream
P4.
him to try to get some slipstream back.
Yep. As now we come towards the final two turns now then. Is Parrish going to get himself back in this fight that he's been in for...
He's getting
pretty much all
closer
the
and closer. But he's not thinking of a
Taking-
move just yet.
Taking tiny bits out of Keoshani at this point in time.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Now they head down the straight as we start lap 187.
Will Campana attack first or will Suto attack first? We'll see. Looks like
Campana's
Campana's going
really
on
on-
the attack.
Yeah.
He's on the gearbox of Suto at this point. Can he possibly try and force his way into turn 2 perhaps? No. He's going to
Not
think
now,
for
but
turn
he'll have the
3.
advantage in towards 3. In the slipstream,
Seems-
I think he'll get him just like he got Ionescu.
To the final two turns now, then we go. And he's now going to try for turn 4 and then maybe for turn 1. But
But Suto
no,
will have to grip.
In fact, he might actually just get underneath him now.
Side by
Let's
side.
see if he'll get him into the first turn.
He should have the edge into 1.
Let's have a look. And
Yes. Suto goes
yes.
high, and Campana is through.
Yeah.
Now Suto will be under pressure from Parrish, and Ionescu chasing through.
Did help Keoshani a little bit. He was able to stretch the gap a little bit from that point.
Yeah, but it's gonna have to be careful. Campana is chasing hard after him.
We know how quick Campana is at this stage of the race, and he's going to be a threat to Keoshani, that's for sure.
Yes, absolutely.
Now they round the final turn to start lap 189. Just a minute.
Appears
And,
it's more of a 5-way fight at this point, but Valdinger and Adventure doing the absolute best to get closer to these guys.
As we're now on lap 189. This
Just
race was
12 to
getting
go.
close to the end. As now,
So then, Rahul, did you enjoy this race so far? Did you enjoy this fight in particular?
Yes. There is still more to come with this fight.
Yeah. Agreed.
as now we head towards the third turn now then. And
Parrish is getting very close to the back of Suto. He's gone a little bit high. Just slow him down a little.
look how close Campana is getting now to Keoshani. Out of the final turn we go. And
But he's not going to have enough just yet. You have to
not
wait a
yet.
little longer.
He's just biding his time at the moment, I think. We're on lap 190.
11 to go. He's going to have a shot in towards turn 3, I assume. Also, Yeri, record the last 10 laps separately if you want, or clip them, or someone. If you want, you can clip the last 10 laps because we should have quite a spectacle. It could go anyone's way.
Not possible for me to do at the moment.
Oh, yeah. Now, for someone. Now,
90, we've done 95% the distance, by the way. Just thought I'd point that in there.
Yeah,
So,
that's right. The crucial 5% remains. And 5 drivers appear to be in the fight for the win.
we get
China, Campana, Suto, Parrish, and Ionescu. Who will win this?
As we are on lap 191. This is getting very crucial. Look how close Campana is to the gearbox of Keoshani. Surely he's got to go for a move soon.
Not into 2. He's close, but not close enough. But I'll be slipstreaming him. Try to get him in towards 3.
He's
And
trying
if,
to go.
if
but I think
China gets overtaken now, he'll be very vulnerable to Suto, Parrish, and Ionescu attacking.
Indeed, definitely. As now through the second to last turn now. Then we go into the final corner. And Campana coming up to some traffic. That's Zolga in front.
Zolga again. He could be the wrench in everyone's plans. And Zolga could provide some very well needed excitement. I mean, we don't need excitement because we already got a lot. But Zolga could create even more.
Coming out of the first turn now, then ending into the second turn. And
Great defending from China. Thus
Coming
far,
out
at
with the-
least. And by now the
Okay,
slipstream
Shani,
is
we'll have
coming.
to use
He's
his
going
glitch
to
a
the
little
right,
bit.
it will compromise him. He's going for the inside. Looks like Suto could be going for the outside. Nope. No,
Shani's going through.
yeah. Campana goes through as well. As the
There we go,
Suto.
Campana, how did it go?
Very close to the back of him. But he hasn't got him yet.
He hasn't, that was very...
Well, he ran the
Look
grass.
at the
track
grass
there.
there. Look at that. Incredibly
Did you
ballsy.
see there?
Could have ended in disaster.
Well, Parrish has got Suto.
Yes, indeed he has, and Ionescu could be having a shot at him too. Yes, he's gone up into 4th place, the Romanian.
Olga definitely helping those two out, definitely to get hold of Suto. And
Yeah.
is now heading towards the final 2 turns on the track. Ionescu's not quite complete the move yet, but now he has.
Yeah. And let's see if he can get into a slipstream of Parrish and gain on him.
The final turn now, then we go. And
Campana
Campana
very
really on the
desperate.
gearbox.
Get the move on Chowchinat.
They'll now start lap 194 of 200.
Yep,
As,
indeed.
to the first turn we go. Campana looking for any weakness in Keoshani's driving at this point.
Well, he's trying his damn hardest. And could he make it work into turn 3?
We'll have to see, of course. And Campana did come close last time by to trying to get a pass on him there. But let's see. He hasn't got the traffic
goes
this
a
time to
little
help him
bit
out.
high. Now this could
As
be
a-
Campana's shot. No, he's not going for it.
Oh, he wasn't close enough, although he might be side by side going for turn 1, but I don't know if he'll have the overlap. He might actually
For
do
the
this time,
moment.
let's see. No, he won't. Again,
Not yet.
Keoshani doing a good job keeping him back for the
6 to
moment.
go.
To the first turn. And Campana just getting ever so desperate to try and find a way through on him
Yeah.
at this point in time.
Only 15 miles remain in this race. And Campana is getting a little bit desperate, as you just said, Joe.
Suto getting back onto Ionescu, by the way.
Yeah. But it looks like Ionescu is also trying his hardest to close onto Parrish.
Parrish, I don't know if I don't think Parrish has got the pace compared to these top 2 at the moment. I think it is mainly just between Keoshani and Campana at this
Yeah.
point, but I could be wrong. We'll have to see.
Don't rule anyone out from the top 5. That's for sure, as we've got 5 laps to go.
As now through the first turn again, Campana doesn't think about a lunge just yet. He's probably biding his time at this point. As now the second turn, and again thought about it but didn't. Can he
Yeah,
possibly
no.
get him into turn
So trying to
3?
defend well. Are they catching a lap car, by the way? No, they're
Uh,
not. Oh, actually, they are. They're
well,
catching feedback markers.
Whether they catch up to them in time is another question. We'll have to see.
Yeah, well
But
said.
anyway, Campana again still not able to get Keoshani again. Keoshani just not opening up the space at this point.
Not going for it into 4, but he can have a great shot in towards turn 1. Maybe this time Link Campana can get through.
No, I think he's hanging back
Parrish
for
is
the
getting
moment.
onto the paradigm.
As Campana, can he possibly? No, again, he just can't seem to get alongside him at the moment with 4 to go.
Yeah. And where is the traffic? We can't see him just yet, but they might be able to come into play before the end of this race. We'll
Have to
see.
see, of course.
Now
They made
turn
it
3. This could be the move for Link Campana. Watch Will Parrish behind. He's getting closer to a paradigm.
Final turn. Now onto the straight we go now. Then here we go, Campana. Can he try this time by? Really
Looks like
tucked
Ionescu and
into
Suto
the
have dropped out of
slipstream.
contention for the moment. Now then, Campana. He's been sitting behind for so long. He hasn't tried anything yet. Anything successful, I mean. Not this time either.
Through the second turn now. Then we go. I think we're going to stay on the TV cam for the remainder of the race because this is where you get usually the best shot for the finish. As now, Campana still can't seem to get Keoshani. Keoshani just doing an amazing job fending him off at the moment.
Yeah, and the traffic. I don't think they're going to catch up to them, these guys.
We'll have to see, of course. We're about to start the penultimate lap very soon.
Yeah, here we
Down
go.
the straight.
It's 2 to
Somebody's actually
go.
gone to the
The
pits there.
crucial
Someone's actually-
2. The fight
Someone
for
from
the
the
win.
back someone from the back marker actually went in the pits there. I just saw a car there, so that's I guess a couple of people less to deal
Alright.
with.
Yeah. Now then, Campana, he knows he's running out of time. He needs to make the move, and he needs to make it now if he wants to win this 500. And probably his whole
does.
chance.
think, yeah. It must be in the
They're
ground.
straight, look,
He's
Campana's
going for it now.
On the
Look,
inside,
Campana's
he's
not worried that
through.
he's... Can he have the lead? This will be very tight. Into turn 4, who will have the better grip? Campana is taking the lead there. Incredible, heading up to the last lap. They're still side by side
Yeah,
towards
not yet.
Parrish.
Parrish is
back
there.
in this fight now.
Yeah, Will Parrish is in the fight as well.
Final lap.
On to the last lap of the Indy 500. It can go either way. Can Campana take the lead in turn 1 for the last time? Yes, he
He's done
can.
it. And now-
Incredible.
Good on.
Now Parrish trying to stay there. UNESCO and Suto are getting involved as well. But who will win this race? Got some traffic.
Back in front.
Got some
That's
traffic.
Traffic
Clark
right at
in
the
front.
back. Right in front.
Yeah, Clark
it
and Charles
goes.
Banner in the works. This is an epic fight. 5-way for the win. And who's going to win? Campana's
Who's
going
gonna have to
wide.
get it wide?
China.
Campana.
China
China
will
could
take the
steal
lead.
it.
Or maybe even Parrish. China is taking
Yeah,
the lead.
China-
Yes, Parrish will
China
jump into
now.
second. And out the last corner. Parrish is slipstreaming China. This will be incredibly tight. But fuck China has won the Indy 500. Incredible stuff for the time driver. Fantastic. Parrish second. UNESCO is third. Unbelievable.
What a finish!
Yeah.
Absolutely.
One of the best.
Jeez, that was a fantastic finale to this race. Thanks to Michael Clark. And oh my goodness me, China took it at the very end of it all. What a
Final lap
fantastic
will
finish. Campana had him early
replay on board.
last lap. But now he's got him back. And let's look at the onboard, as Yuri just said, of this final lap drama.
You'll never see anything like this ever again.
Absolutely.
I don't know. It is the 500.
Yeah.
This final lap, you can see, we thought for a moment Campana had to win just there, but then here comes the traffic of Clark, who's just
Michael
about to
Clark decided to win for the others.
Indeed. Clark,
Then-
from massive span in the works for Campana, went for the outside, which is what doomed him. It dropped outside the podium entirely. So China took the lead to turn 3, and then went out to security to 4, lapping Clark as well.
And then, as a result, despite Parrish's best attempts, KO Shane just able to hold on and take
Yeah.
his first win in the OC, I think, since 2017.
What a win, and what a
way to
fashion
do
to
it.
win it in.
Oh, way
Yeah.
to break that duck.
And I want to see how many people. I think Campana finished in 4th, I think, or I'm not even sure.
Yeah, Campana finished 4th. UNESCO in 3rd.
Yeah, Ionescu on the podium. Incredible stuff from him. Suto finishes in 5th, to then an adventure in P6. Ben Svallinger is 7th. Thomas Bennett is P8 to Christoph Bernek, P9, the last car on the lead lap. So this was very, very entertaining, man. Julius
Yeah.
Anderson P10 in front of Hamin Quinn and Bartosz Klos. Jamie Griffiths is 13th in front of Evan Byrne and only 14th, I'm afraid. Michael Clark, who decided this race at the very end of it, is P15 in front of Roman Quag. Then we have Florian Volker 17th in front of Balin Zolga, the last fisher, in 18th. And you guys can read the retirements.
Okay, I'll go down to 28th and then you'll read the rest then. Real. So, Ibobo retired along with Patel, Willows, Gomez, Oskin, Gamba, Broster, Fitzwater, Galloway, and Motto. Patel, Rahal, and I'll read the rest of the retirements.
Yep. Here we have the Barros, Sahin, Catalan, Martinez, Tomaselli, Neller, Chung, Voyokas, Fosbury, Lopez, Plazan, Protyuk, Kupok, and Wolf.
And I believe the fastest lap still went to Valdinger in the end, I presume.
Yes, it
And
went,
look what a close-
and of course a reminder that for the 2020 race, Chao Chainat, Will Parrish, Robert Ionescu, Lin Campana and Joseph Frederick Suto will have a guaranteed entry as long as they sign up.
Yep, that's right. And oh my gosh, what a close finish. 63 thousandths of a second decided the whole thing in Feng China Chai China's favor. He didn't lead for much at all in the first 3 quarters of the race, but you need to lead at the very end to win it, and that's exactly what he did. Will Parrish dominated most of the race. At the very end, he came so close to it, but he couldn't taste that milk, I'm afraid. The milk goes to Feng Chao Chai Chanat. Good recovery from UNESCO as well. He was dropping quite a lot before the caution for Victor Bobo, but after the caution, he came alive again. I was able to fight and finish 3rd. Lin Campana, heartbreak for him at home. He finishes P4 in the end. And Chao Chanat is from Thailand, Yere.
And,
So we will do the anthem. Of course, there's no team anthem, but we will do Chao Chainat's anthem at the end here. As long
Yeah.
as I'll get the...
get that set up then. So,
Yep.
we'll point out before the national anthems come on, Anderson got up to 10th in the end. So,
Yeah.
Solid recovery. He was screwed over by the pit stop, but in the end, still managed to get a P10 out of it. So, not bad drive at all from Julius Anderson. The best backmarker today.
Yeah.
So,
And
we're just
guys,
getting the anthem set
what
up.
did you think of that fantastic race? My goodness. What a fight to the very end.
I need to bookmark the playlist here. Yes. And here we go for the national anthem of Thailand. And that's the anthem.
Alright, guys. So then, I want to ask you three in particular, you two, sorry, not, because Yuri isn't racing. You two, John Rahul, what did you think of your races, of course? I mean, not just the retirements, but the race as a whole.
Oh, before
Really?
then, I think it was actually decent for my driver for once.
Yeah,
To be honest, Joe, you got really unlucky because you went out in the safety car incident that was caused by Franco Gamba.
I was nowhere, and I got pretty lucky twice, but unfortunately, third time it didn't work.
Yeah,
So,
unfortunately so.
yeah.
As for my race, I wasn't expecting I end up this high, but I'm really glad I got to fight right there at the top. I even led a few laps, and I think I've made Dacia Borsek a very proud team with that podium.
Yeah, indeed.
To be honest, this was pretty good considering the nature of some of the slow cars. Like without those, these would have had lots of more finishing cars, and like 18 finishers, not bad to be honest.
Yeah.
So,
Still, this wasn't entertaining.
yep, indeed it was.
Very, very much so.
Oh,
The second
that's it.
500 was better than the first one, and now the third one better than the second one. What a fantastic race this was.
And that was the Indy 500 for another season.
Yep, that's right. We'll see you again next time, and we will definitely see Fongchano Chaichanat, Will Parrish, Robert Ionescu, Lin Campana, and Joseph Frederick Soto. We'll see them again next year, as they have won the right to race again next season.
Right, and they sign up, of course.
Yes, of course.
So, until then,
And,
guess that's it then, really, from the Indy 500. A very exciting race.
yeah, we've been Rob, Joe, and Rahul, and I hope you've enjoyed the Indy 500. Brought to you by the greatest host of all time, Yuri the God. And thank you so much, Yuri. Thank
It was
you guys for
worth it to
tuning
fix
in.
the
Thank you,
issues, it
Joe.
seems.
Thank you, Joe and Rahul, for doing this with me. Appreciate it a lot. And we'll see you again for the next one,
week,
guys.
of course,
This was
Canada.
fantastic. Yeah.
Top class
What a
returns
fantastic
next week
day.
to Canada. And, yeah. So,
Yeah.
well then,
All right. Howdy ho, and take care, guys. We'll see you again for the next one. Have a great evening, and take care of yourselves. Bye bye.
bye.
Bye.